Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Too Late We Said It podcast. I am Sean Levitt. This is Edwin Nevada. When our powers combine, we are the Too Late We Said It podcast. We are
Hell yeah.
ecstatic that you are here for another week of insanity with us. Ed, what's going on with you, cuz?
Hey, man, here we are again, episode 13, and you're on a streak. You have gotten episodes correct every time this season. It's just amazing how you're just locked in.
See what happened, yo? I
You're
stopped
like a
messing with them
producer now.
D-rugs, yo. Stop messing with them
Yeah.
D-rugs. I'm getting my life together. Yeah. If you don't
Hey, yo, I'm still laughing from the last episode when he was like, I'm not eating glue no more.
I'm trying to get my life together. Yeah, I stopped. Yeah, remember Billy Madison was eating all that glue.
Yeah.
Number one.
What is it with Elmer's glue? Why did kids eat Elmer's glue?
Unfortunately, they was heat-tarded. We gonna say heat-tarded. They was heat-tarded.
Heat-tarded.
They didn't have enough mental capacity to work. We have another slate.
Holy
Yo,
shit.
hold on. Before we get into it, did you know the world's largest? This is some fat boy shit right here.
Yeah.
The largest buffet in the United States of America is right up in Pennsylvania. Yeah. So
Where at Pennsylvania? Why did I get excited?
It's something called. Look at you. Tell me more, chunky ass. I know. I knew it was gonna get you hard. Pause. As soon as this podcast over, I'm going. I can't.
How far away is it? It's like, is it less than 2 hours drive? I
Yeah.
go to.
It's less than 2. Well, for me, it's less than 2. For you, it'd probably be like 10.
Oh yeah.
Think about the fly up there. But anyway, Jesus Christ. I mean, I'll think
Well, if it's less than 2 for you, it's probably around 7 for me.
Okay. I'm gonna see some pictures.
If it's less than 10, I'll go.
That's crazy. Yeah, you're ready to go to Chicago for a D. That's a
Yo,
Diddy.
I legit could be on my way up there after this episode's filmed and still be back before Monday for work.
You would. We can hit it tomorrow, boss. We can hit it tomorrow. Anyway, Jesus Christ. See how our obesity took over, y'all.
What's the name of this place?
It's called like something smorgasbord. It's a family-owned joint. It's not a corporate-run joint. I'm gonna send you the pictures. Please believe.
All right, that's what's up.
Me and my son did the Birdman rub when we found out about this last.
Planning a trip.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, me and Ed have a full slate for you guys this week, man. We are super excited about this show. We hope that you stay locked in the whole show and ride this wave out with us from the fruit to the root, as they say, because this is going to be action-packed. But before we jump into that, as usual, I got to see if my nigga Ed got out the house and got some vitamin D pause from the sun. Or did he just sit in the cave? Ed, what's up with you? How you make out this week, buddy?
I've literally been in this room the entire time.
Smeagol. Pressure.
It's like, it's my precious.
He wants to go outside.
Nah, nothing special for me this week. Just kind of just laid back. This week went by like fast. So,
Yeah.
Same old. I'm in part of this big project, so I'm just kind of just staying locked in.
That's what's up, man. That's good, man. Stay safe and steady as she goes, brother. Safe and steady as she goes. I'm about to start this a little pussy ass new job soon, so I'm basking in the last couple days of freedom. But you know what it is, same old. But we here with you guys, and we are excited to get the slate rocking. I want to send a shout out to my dogs over at Don't Tell Comedy. They put on a tremendous show last night, sold out show out in Frederick, Maryland, inside of a yoga studio.
Studio.
I pulled up. It was in an alley. I was like, what the fuck is this? And he was like, come over here, Negro. This is where you need to be. I walked in there. I'm saying it was fucking fully packed out. It was a great show. And sorry to the Asian lady, I think I may feel uncomfortable in the front row with some of my highly erratic and sexual jokes. We talked after the show. Don't hit me with no Puka Nakua charge, bitch. I did not bite you, all right? I do none of that. So you can't hit me up. This is my PSA to the community. But yeah, this is insane.
Yo, so were people actually doing yoga while you were
No. What the fuck, yo? The studio was closed, so the Don't Tell Comedy crew, what they do is they'll get Jesus Christ, yo. They'll get a venue, like it could be like a dog grooming shop I've even seen. And then after hours, they come in, gut out the, I guess, central.
Oh, so they just rented the space.
Yes. So it's
that's one big ass yoga studio.
Yeah, I think it was probably our 80, 90 seats in there last night. So they packed it in tight, but it was an awesome show as always. So just shout out to those boys. I appreciate y'all for always fucking with me. But anyway, let's get into it, Ed. So one of the big topics that's trending right now is speaking of comedy, is one of the elite. I don't know if Druski does. Do Druski do stand-up comedy? I think he just does
I've never heard that he did. I think he's always been in the
production.
skit game, like making skits.
Yeah.
And
And his production is chef's
yeah.
kiss.
I mean,
I
it's only
love
a matter of time before we see him do a comedy, right? An actual movie. Like, would you say?
I don't know if he was in a movie before.
Not really in a movie, but him actually write a movie.
Oh,
he's always
for
writing
sure.
these skits. Like it's coming down the pipeline.
It's clockwork for him. He got the shit so fire. Him and Desi Banks also did it too, but Druski really carrying the torch right now. But anyway, shout out to Druski and Desi Banks. But Druski, you killing it right now. One of the things that's buzzing right now is his indirect shot at Miss Erika Kirk. So there's a lot of smoke swirling right now about the exchange that these two are starting to build.
It's already
up.
started.
It's already started. She's offended. He's offended. I mean, he's just doing his thing as he does all the time. We'll get into it a little bit, Ed, but just let's look at some juxtaposition really quick of excerpt from Miss Kirk, and then we're gonna look at what Druski said. So let's check this short clip out of Miss Kirk doing her thing.
Difference, Erika, between forgiving someone in a religious and spiritual sense, but also wanting justice for them here on earth?
No, of course. But we serve a just God.
Oh my
and
God.
I rest easy in knowing that he's sovereign, but he's just. And so let the Lord handle that.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the ground.
Hey, yo, she looked like fucking Goku about to lay out a Kamehameha. Kame.
Yo,
She's
she had the craziest eyes.
She kept doing like he's sovereign, but then he's just. Let the Lord.
And I sleep with
that.
that. Kill them all. Let God sort them out. That's some football shit she was saying.
I don't know
All right,
nothing about like let forgiveness be God's thing. I'm just here to arrange the meeting.
Jesus Christ, that's intimidating. Now let's take a quick.
That's a quote from Denzel Washington on Man on Fire, by the way.
Yo, all right, thank God. I thought you came up with that. I was about to get you a Groupon therapist. Let's take a quick look at what Druski put out there. This is hilarious, yo. Check this out.
On your feet,
War is raging in Iran.
We're praying for all the soldiers and troops.
That's great that you're praying, but
How about all the kids that died when the USA hit the towers?
It broke my heart. That is the
In what ways have you grown closer to Jesus?
I serve a righteous God. And that is why we say our prayers. And we are all his children. But when I say children, I mean like the holy, blessed Trinity, which is why I hold the Bible.
Yo. Yo, okay. Now, the thing is, yo, in nowhere in the production of that, the crazy thing is how he really hired some reporters to come do the shit. The nigga's a genius. But in nowhere in that whole thing does he mention a name of the individual he's not mocking, but emulating.
Yeah.
So it's all sort of left up to the viewer's interpretation. But Ed, what do you think about that, dog? What do you think about that whole dynamic of that interaction right there?
That to me is just, it's comedy at its finest. And it reminds me back, the Wayans brothers, Dave Chappelle, In Living Color. Like these are all the blueprints of how to properly do parody and let the public enjoy it. And we don't need to hear who they're parodying,
Right.
because it's pop culture. It's what's happening now, and it's in the now. And I think that people that are being made fun of should one understand that it should be an honor to them because it's bringing attention to you, one, and then two, hey, we all
Who said
have.
it should be an honor?
It should be. It should be. I think it should be because you have to think that's what comedy is for.
Crazy.
Because she's always going to have the people that don't like her for those reasons. So when you get made fun of for that thing, it lightens at least the tonality of how it hits and it impacts.
Right.
So that way you could, if she were to be a good sport and take it, you know, and take it well, like a good sport, like, haha, you got me. Yeah, I am kind of a little, you know, I'm a little strange with it. Because if she sees herself,
crazy.
She has to see her. You have to sometimes see yourself. Like sometimes I watch back ourselves, and I'm like critical of myself. Like, damn, I'm reacting a little bit crazy. But hey, these are our mannerisms. This is fabric of who we are. It is
what it is.
And all of us have our flaws, and sometimes you got to embrace them along with your strengths. So people that don't will end up being like her, reacting poorly and being upset. But like you said, he didn't mention her name. So if you get mad, you're only letting people know he's talking about you.
The hit dog hollering. Yes. You got you said something very poignant right there. You said you got to be able to laugh at yourself and see yourself. So last night I was at the show, I wore a do-rag, right? And my dog Roberto, it's a white dude. Shout out my nigga Roberto Reed. He was like, Sean, what are you wearing a fucking do-rag for? Aren't you bald? I was like, yeah. It is fucking stupid, yo. And we laughed over it. But some people might be like, a white guy talking about black guy's hair. And it's like, you gotta, you can't be like that. Like, I know this person. This my homie. Like, so I feel like in society right there, you put up these boundaries about what you can and cannot say to people. What builds up under that? What obviously some type of animosity or some reservations are going to build up under that, and then now the people drift apart. Being able to have open avenues of communication and even joking on each other, that's how you got tough, man. You got to be able to take a joke. But
exactly,
go ahead.
Well, that's exactly 100% agree. But I actually have a counter argument to it. Why are you wearing do-rag? Hey man, sometimes you wear do-rag to fulfill a visual aesthetic. Just like people that wear the ski goggles for fashion purposes,
right?
Or people that have paint on their jeans, but they're not painters, because that's a fashion that derives from a real thing. A painter is always going to have paint on their clothes, and then people saw that as there's an artistic value to that, and then you bring that out, you know, and that's where fashion comes from real life,
expressive type shit. Yeah,
it's expressive. So that's what's interesting about it, is like, yes, the do-rag was formulated for when people get their hair done and they're protecting it from either the elements or while they're sleeping, or they're protecting it because it's for an event that's 2 days away, so they wear this to keep it fresh. So yes, we understand that, but it also has visual aesthetics to it, you know.
But see, I was wearing it because my scalp's so dry, and I moisturized my head, and then I put the do-rag on to keep it from drying out.
See,
but
so there was a reason.
He don't know all that. He's a little white guy. You like, what's going on? What's really going on?
But it's still hilarious. It's still hilarious.
Right. I can laugh at myself. But like,
so that's why I see how you could have been like, what's her name? Kirk. What's her name?
Erika Kirk.
Erika Kirk. You could be like Erika Kirk and like said, you wouldn't understand because you're white. You don't know nothing about do-rags. Who are you to tell me? You know what I'm saying? Or you laugh and says, yeah, that's true. I am bald.
That's what I said. This shit is stupid, isn't it?
It is what it is. Yeah, and it's just keep it moving.
Why be so high strong?
But so a lot of understanding. It's comedy. That's what comedy is made for.
It's comedy. So, but a lot of people are getting up in arms because they're saying, I'm not gonna say a lot of people. That's being facetious. There is a pocket of people that are saying, well, if I did blackface and made a joke about something, everybody would be up in arms. And I can't say I don't disagree. So let's say you know who Matt Walsh is?
Or I actually do disagree. I disagree.
Okay, let me hear you. Go ahead, break it down.
I think it's about context in the situation. Now, let's flip it, because this is just facts. White people were not treated like colored folks in the U.S. So therefore, there's not a ground of there's not a scar behind that. So therefore, for you to get mad about it and try to compare it, it's wrong. First of all, because it's completely baseless. But the other side of that matter is, We look at the movie Tropic Thunder, where RDJ, but guess what the context of that was? It was a fully in-band production based on the fact that the blackface was making fun of the blackface. Because remember, they had an actual black character in there that was constantly attacking it. So the context was there. It was showing you the reason why that's not right. And then also making fun of it to lighten it and say, if it's in the proper context, like if she was doing a parody and then it was within a proper context, then it wouldn't be the same as you just saying, because he's not in Whiteface making fun of her because she's white. He's in Whiteface to look like her. Yeah, he's portraying the character, just like white chicks. They were FBI agents that were trying to look like white girls to infiltrate, to investigate a crime, right? And they were just doing Whiteface to make fun of white people.
Right.
Whereas
speaking
some
of
people make blackface to make fun of black people, then the context is in poor taste, negative, and now it's bad. But if you're doing it because you're portraying a character, like the RDJ situation, then you understand that that's a character within a character. And he even said it as a joke. I'm just a dude playing another dude.
And yo, when he slapped Brandon Jackson for saying the N-word, yo, that shit was like,
Yeah.
oh, yes. He was like, nigga, get the fuck off me. Robert Downey Jr., he crazy for that one, yeah. I heard he improvised a lot of that too, so shout out to him. But at the same token, Ed, somebody somewhere could put on blackface and say they was portraying Tupac. And I promise you, somebody from the NAACP is going to be opening up a lawsuit.
Ice Cube did it though. Remember where they had those family switch that he made white people black and black people white? Remember that? Black and white. You never saw that show? It's a reality show that Ice Cube put out.
Wife swap or some shit.
Where they did a race. They did families race swap, and then they put a white family in a urban environment and put a white.
I saw it on the Chappelle show. I know Chappelle did a skit like that.
No, Ice Cube did a real joint like that, and then the families lived like that for a minute. Oh, what it was a wife swap. That's you're right. It was a husband or wife swap, and it was within the family, and then they had to be the.
But that's the same shit though. Yeah. So how did that go?
It lasted for one season.
Get me out of here!
You don't remember that? That shit was like early 2000s, yo.
I'd have to go to Stop Shop and Save to get my groceries.
It was a social experiment based to see like you can what it's like to spend a weekend being black or spend a weekend being white.
Can you stand the rain? Hell no, they couldn't. That's crazy. No, so I mean, do you think this is in poor taste? Let's cap it up. Do you think that comedy skit by Druski was in poor taste?
No, I wouldn't say it was in poor taste. I think he was just making fun of the things that people were already making fun of. He just made a parody of it to basically embody that, because people already was talking shit about her crazy eyes already.
Right.
And then also talking about how her personality, given, because shortly after her husband's death, she's out there and doesn't seem like she's like visually affected by it. So people were already talking about these things. Yeah, and then she has a very awkward demeanor about her, like almost like this emotionless demeanor about her. But she's speaking like, I was heartbroken, but her face doesn't ever tell the story, doesn't speak the words. Yeah, it does not display what her words are displaying. Her face just has this blank thing. And then he just made
you got to remember, bro, she saw her husband get popped on camera, dog. So that'll fuck up anybody.
Yeah,
so
I mean, she could still be riding on some numbnumbness too. So everybody grieves differently, so we can never like criticize somebody for their grieving process, because sometimes people get in a space for a long time of disbelief and almost like sit in a realm of like this didn't happen, and then not till they come to the realization. And a lot of people usually not till the actual funeral even come to the realization,
even past people.
And it's one of those things. So I mean, in the end, people are going to talk. That's what social media has opened up, that world where everyone has an opinion on everything.
Facts.
And she has to understand that. But the parody, I don't think it was in poor taste because he didn't depict anything that spoke to her being a bad person or anything. He just making fun of the mannerisms
that we all saw,
that we all already know and probably are laughing to ourselves about.
So look, that wasn't Druski's first Whiteface. So peep this. He did another one a couple months ago, where he went to like a Indy 500 race.
Yo, that's crazy. He looks like a real dude.
He even white-faced his titty, yo, and he got the tan lines, yo. Druski funny.
Yo, how did he do that?
Oh
yo,
my
that's
God.
really him.
Yes, that's him, yo. But he look, he put the American flag tat on himself. And if you drunk at a race car event, you're gonna think that's a white guy, yeah.
Yo, I would not believe that's even Druski at all.
That's him, yo. He got
that looks like an actual dude.
Look at his hands.
Yo, did he tell people that he was that, or he just went to a public event and they all thought he was a white dude?
He just went and he brought some actors with him, like to help make
so. But there were some people that are oblivious that he was in costume.
He looked like a good old boy when he was.
Yo, he probably would have been accepted. He probably went to the Klan rally and they'd been all right.
You gotta watch that one. That one's funny too, yo. Most of the shit.
Oh, he did one of those.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a skit. It was a skit.
Oh no, I'm saying you said he's been. I thought that you said.
Oh, you thought he went to a Klan. I hate Negroes too. Get in here, boy.
Like, yo, I'll never forget. I'll never forget Clinton Bigsby, yo.
White power. That nigga head exploded when he found out Clinton Bigsby was black.
It's like, y'all want to see my face?
Like, that shit was crazy. Oh my God. So yeah, man. I mean, I'm all for comedic art, but it has to be tasteful. And I think what Druski did right there was very well done. Very well done, to the point, like you said, he didn't name her name. It was just a piece he put out, and it's up for, like you said, public interpretation. But we all know what it is. What's already understood don't need to be said. And in that instance right there, you already knew what it was. So just suck it up, baby girl. Now I know you going through all the shit.
Her best play was either ignore it or address it with a good attitude, and she did neither of those things. So what she did was made it live longer, because a negative reaction is only going to create a larger reaction on the other side. So you have to either take it in stride to keep moving. Someone's going to ask you a question about it. You could be dismissive. It's like, comedy parodies are comedy parodies. And, that's what he's a comedian. That's his job to do that. And I haven't really paid much attention to it because I have other things to focus on. But, he does his thing and I do mine. Boom! It would have been over. People would have laughed about it for like 2 more days and then they would have just stopped talking about it. But nope, she would have been making things. Now we're talking about it because that's how I heard about it, because it circulated until it got around to someone say, "Hey, Edwin, did you see this?" And now here we are talking about it. And her reaction created a larger reaction.
Everything passes, yo. The media cycle is just, they say the media cycle is at the most 2 weeks. If people got over R. Kelly at this point, they trying their best to sweep Jeffrey Schlepstein, let me say, under the rug, and life goes on. But if you keep fanning that flame, then it's just gonna stay alive. So you 100% right on that, Ed. So I thought the shit was funny. So
I think that was, it's moments like this that allows us to make fun of real life, that allows us to get through certain things, because people feel certain ways. So you got to let comedy do what comedy's supposed to do. It makes fun of the dark things. It makes fun of the things that aren't funny and make them funny, so that way we can get through them.
Right.
So stop attacking comedians, especially he's not saying your name. So you have no legal recourse.
She's trying to sue, right?
Yeah, she's trying to sue and all that. But in the end, there's nothing she can do because he didn't name her name. He's just portraying a character, and similarities are coincidental.
Right. Yep. Unfortunately.
Sorry. That's why Dave Chappelle was able to do it. That's how Live in Color was able to do it. That's how the Wayans brothers are making Scary Movie 6.
It is what it is.
And we're all going to enjoy it, and people are trying to stop that too. Oh, man, they're going too far. It's not going to stop. It's just not, because we need that movie. We need that movie more than people realize. So we can, it's the only way we can get allowed to us to accept the realities of today is by making fun of the the stupidity of it all, because it's all dumb. It's like we get worked up about things that we shouldn't get worked up about sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Somebody laughing at you about something you don't even know anyway. So you just got to keep rolling. You just got to keep it rolling.
Yeah.
All right, and moving on. Let's talk about something. You not in these streets right now. As far as dating and relationships go, you fucking consistently the same person. So kudos to you. But I'm out here in these streets right now, and one thing that I'm starting to notice,
You're out
man,
there in the streets.
I'm in these streets. I'm not in the streets, boy. I ain't getting no hoes. But anyway, one thing I'm starting to notice.
You got that
bro,
lady in the front row.
Yeah, I know, right? Jesus. I'm starting to see. She's probably laughing at my
Look
ass.
at the way he's looking at her. Yo.
That nigga's in love. See, this all this shit cross your head, like mirroring. So the topic here is pandering. It happens both ways, right? Men pander to women and tell them the things they want to hear so they could get that Scooby snack. And then once you hit,
That dude thinks his haircut looks good.
Yeah. Flared out, little sweet boy. You get what you want, and then it's a different person. And it happens on the other side too. Men usually, some type of socioeconomic prevalence or fame or something like that. The chicks will come around. They call them pick-me chicks, air quotes.
What does that mean?
A pick-me chick is somebody who's projecting what they think a man wants to see to the T just to get ingratiated with him. So like, let's say you are Tom Brady. Mm-hmm. You've read Tom Brady's bio and all of that. He likes blondes that wear cowboy boots. So now you coming around being the exact thing that he wants to get in there with him. And then once he crack, now you flip on him. It's something else, but you was just trying to get in there. So it happens both ways.
It's like How I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, remember?
What happened? I'm gonna get you. Oh, with the
I'm
leg.
getting sick of this girl. She looked all perfect, and then little by little pieces of her start coming.
Oh my God, John. Yeah, that was tough. If you hit me with that, Shorty had one. Yeah, God, I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
Shorty took her.
It's like, I heard that you like 2 legs.
There it goes. Yeah, that was insane. So
that's a whole nother extreme. But anyway,
that's your point. Real. That's catfishing, nigga. That ain't pandering. That's deception.
That's a deception.
But
it does, like you said, it goes both ways. So how would a man then also fulfill that side of the coin, like the other side of that coin? Being overly engaged.
Who sitting? So I don't know what's going on here, but I'm assuming he's just lapping up what she's saying. I had a hard day at work today, Susan. Oh, Susan, that bitch. I hate that job. Oh my God, you deserve so much better.
This picture also tells you that one or both of them are pandering, because one, when there's laughter that's happening, usually someone's making the other person laugh. You can't tell who's actually making who do what.
Bullshitting here, huh?
Yeah. So one of the two are full of shit.
But what I'm saying is, like, some of the chicks that I'm talking to out here, they'll say that a guy will come around, and I'm hard stance. Like, if I don't hit, I don't like. That don't matter to me. I'd rather find somebody that I can talk to, because I want to be able to see past this. I don't just, you know what I mean. Before I bring you in my life, I gotta know what's upstairs. But that's besides the point. What I'm trying to say is, like, people are saying, guys will only present as this. And then once we go past a point of intimacy or something like that, then it's a whole mood switch. The cadence and voice change, the frequency of calls change, how he dressed change. All of that changes. And we know that's been happening for years. We talked about this in the pre-production before the show start, that we all do this in some capacity outside of intimate relationships, right? At work, you got a code switch around, you know what I mean? You fit the environment you in most cases, but focusing in specifically on knocking boots, do you think that you should pander to somebody, or should you present as your genuine self and just let the chips fall where they lay?
That's great. I think just like what you were explaining, like, I think you should always portray yourself as who you are, because that increases the likelihood that that person likes you, not just a version of you. But that's not going to be the case, because also the other part of humanity is we like to cater. We like to
Let me cater to you.
we like to cater. We also like to be palatable to others. So we want to be accepted. So we usually always try to create a version of ourselves that's palatable to the people that we're around. And that's why sometimes when two friends are always together, they start to talk the same, sound the same. And then there's like a saying, you hang around someone long enough, you guys start to look like each other.
Right.
And it's funny how they said it, because it is true in the fact that your mannerisms start to blend, because you'll pull something from that person, they'll pull something from you.
Right.
And that's just kind of like, because we're tribal by nature. We want to be in a tribe. We want to be in a pact. Tribal by nature, naughty by nature. So I think 100% always present yourself as who you actually are, because then you'll know if that person's actually compatible to you, and they'll actually know if you're compatible to them. But unfortunately, both parties will probably be, as you said, pandering to one's likes and staying away from their dislikes, and that causes them to find out about each other when it's too late, when they already done jumped into the pool and they're both wet. So I mean, it's like we had to learn that. As I got older, I was that way when I was younger, but now I just say, hey man, this is who I am.
Take it or leave it.
You're gonna like it or love it, but here I am.
Like,
and if you're still around,
bitch ain't got much of choice fucking with. Hey, you gonna like it or you gonna love it, bitch.
Yeah, like it and love it. I meant to say like it or leave it, but I said like it and love it. Thank you for correcting me.
We having sex or we fucking?
Yeah, we having sex or we fucking. We making love or we fucking.
That's crazy.
Both ends up with the same result.
Either
My
way,
thingy
you get what
going
you
in your
want.
thingy.
That's wild, yo. But so look, that's so the people I'm talking to about this, they're saying that this is an offshoot of the hookup culture, because like I'm here for a good time, not a long time, is the perception. I'm only in it for this, you only in it for this. So let's just make it the most palatable situation so we can get to that, and then we slide. I'm like,
well, that's perfect then. That's perfect. Then you can pander at that point, because the end result is this is just for a season. Right? So I think that would probably be the one reason where you should do that,
pandering.
because you don't need to know the real me, because then I don't want you even to catch feelings. I want you to know that you're not getting the real me, so that way you could just detach.
I can't just, when I was younger,
but then that takes honesty to do that though. You have to, that has to be honesty. You can't be pandering and then have that in your thought process, like, I ain't gonna be around, so it didn't matter. And then that person is trying their hardest to show you the real them. They're catching feelings of the fake you, and you're just not worried about it.
That's when it gets problematic. Yeah,
that's when it's problematic.
That's what I'm saying. Because
I can't, not on the same page.
At 40 right now, I can't, like, I'm almost 40, but at almost 40, I can't just hop in and out with somebody. You know what I mean? Like, it's just too much to expose myself up. And you know how people these days, you catch a SA charge like that. So I gotta vet out who I'm cracking. And I really can't just be like, well, we just did that, and I don't know nothing about you. I don't know who you really are. But I like you said, that's a perfect situation right there. If it's just a wham bam, thank you, man, big thank you, sir type of situation, then let's just make it pleasant. Let's go out and talk the bull stuff, knock these boots, and then slide. But like, it sounds like what you're saying is, if we're both trying to do an organic situation, it has to be more than just fluff. I guess you're saying it has to be more than this.
Right.
I was trying to find a word.
Yeah, it's hard to find the word when your phone's going.
You hear my shit dancing right now.
Oh yeah, it's dancing. I'm about to dance all the way to Maryland in a second.
Dancing with a stranger. I'm putting my shit on. But yeah, so I don't know, man. What is you want to say anything else about that?
Yeah, I agree 100%. It's like, as you know, because we get older. Because when we're younger, it's fun. We got time. When we get older, we start to think about, hey, what's the end game here? Because You can't play that hey, we're just here for a season game when you're getting older, because it comes down to the point where it's like, hey, I need someone that I can be with for my end game, you know? And we're not playing around right now. So I think as you get older, it seems like it becomes more about the connection mentally, you know, and the mental and emotional connection that you have with someone is more important than the physical one. Because also what most younger people don't realize is that the closer you are with someone mentally and emotionally, the better the physical connection is, then everything is amplified from that.
For
You know,
sure.
it's just like, because we're expressive beings, you know. We got the visual, the smell, the taste, and the touch, right?
Okay.
And all these things are heightened when you like what you're doing. Like we could taste everything that we eat, but when we eat something that we love, it experiences more. Like, oh, like
It's
I haven't had
mental.
pineapple is my favorite fruit, and I haven't had it in a month. When I eat that pineapple after like a month not having, you're like,
Just like
right?
grandma's house. Yeah.
A person that you're just physically attracted to, but you don't know, you're like, oh man, that's great. But person that you love like deeply, and they touch you passionately, just a touch on your shoulder can be sensual.
Just a touch of
And all of
love.
that comes
Love
from,
it.
you know, understanding that all these connections are connected. Everything that we are with each other, it's it's a synergy. You know what I mean? As we get older,
Synergy fucking.
we crave that more. So then you kind of tend to like, hey, let me just make sure I like this person, because if I like this
Are you
person,
sure about that,
I
Ed?
want to be around them. If I'm around them and I really truly like being around them, when we get physical, it becomes more impactful.
I don't know nobody who really like their wife. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know nobody. All the dudes I know
They didn't play the game correctly.
who loved Ed. Who loved this? Ain't no such thing as love, yo. It's tolerance. I don't believe we a team. Ain't no love. Ain't no such thing as love. Love ends when the Disney movie go off. I would love for Disney to show these relationships 10 years down the road and you spinning around a ballroom and shit. That's not happening with glitter falling from the ceiling and shit. That's not happening, nigga.
Hey,
At year
I would
10,
believe you, but I've seen more than one example of people that still have the same love the first time I seen them and years down.
they pandering to you, nigga. That's cap.
No.
Ain't nobody loving nobody. Who love anybody?
I'm not gonna. Hey, sorry that you haven't seen it.
Guys, drop in the comments. After 15 years, it ain't love. It's I'm dealing with this nigga. Ladies, keep it real. This nigga good.
Of course, there's tolerance is part of it, yes, but the love is what makes the tolerance effective. If it's real love, it makes tolerance effective.
Real love.
If the love ain't there, tolerance has got an expiration date before that becomes I gotta
I'm
get out of here.
searching for a real love.
And that's really the test of what true love is like how much are you willing to sacrifice and compromise.
Okay.
Because you're not going to compromise for someone you hate.
No, you ain't gotta hate them.
No, I mean, let's go there. You have love and you have hate. They're opposites, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you love someone, you're gonna tolerate way more than someone that you hate. Someone you hate, your tolerance level is probably 0. Unless you're a passive person, then maybe your tolerance level is 2. Right? But if you love someone, your tolerance level is infinite. Which is, as a parent, you should know that, because you ain't gotta like your kids, but you love them, which means that every time that they piss you off, your instinct is, I'm throwing them in the trash, in the dumpster.
Jesus, prom night dumpster baby. No, I'm talking about loving your children and your partner is 2 different things.
No, they're 2 different types of love, but they're still love nonetheless.
I think it's 2 different. Yeah, it's
they're
love
2 different
types
of
love,
but they're still love nonetheless.
But the tether between them 2 is different. Like
no.
I don't have
true love, and the true love. The most honest example of true love is parenting, is being a parent.
Yeah,
because that bond is forged.
Love.
It's forged. Yeah, it's forged. It's forged in blood. That's why that love,
Christ,
it is. Your blood runs
from
through that
the
child's
A1
veins.
clan.
It's forged in blood. That's why they say blood is thicker than water. But that's why, but that's an example to show you that love is so strong that you can also fulfill that bond with someone that doesn't have your blood.
I
That's
just
the
think
true love. So true love exists on both aspects. It's just that it's the most purest form is the parent to their child. And that's the example. Like, no, there's parents that are the greatest parents greatest people in the world, never had like committed a crime in their life, not so much as a speeding ticket. But then their child turns out to be a serial killer, and now that parent's helping them covering up those murders.
yes, because it's unconditional love. But
See what
love
I'm saying?
between partners is conditional. Your love with your
That's
partner.
wrong. Then that's not real love.
What relationship doesn't have conditions on it?
Huh?
Every relationship has conditions on it.
When you play conditions, and you're not playing with real love. It says in the Bible, there's only one true love, agape love, which is basically translated into unconditional, pure love, right? It doesn't say that you only can have that as a parent. That love just exists. It's just as a parent,
It's just not real.
it's forged in blood. So therefore, it's like, because there's even parents that don't have that type of love for their kids.
Yeah, those are sociopaths. But I'm talking about people.
Right. But if there's parents that can't have that love for their kids, then that means they're also it's two sides. It's like if there's a parent that, like, we can't fathom the thought of having a child and not loving them because we have that connection. And it's impossible for us not to. But we also can't fathom the fact that there's a parent out there that doesn't have that love. It's also unexplainable to us because we have it. So therefore, if you flip it, then you know for a fact that if someone has that love with someone that's not their blood, we can't tell them that that's fake and it's tolerance.
It is though, Ed, because every relationship has conditions. Every relationship has guardrails. The relationship you may have with your children is unconditional.
Yeah, the relationships and conditions are irrelevant to love.
What? Are you serious?
Love is a feeling in a
fleeting feeling.
A feeling in a bond, right? Love is a bond, right? Relationships are conditions, but that has nothing to do with the feeling in the bond. That's just conditions like, if you cheat on me, we're not together. Those are conditions. But even if you leave somebody, there's still people out there that got divorced 10 years ago. One of them still has that same love for that person.
Yeah, they the one that got left.
You can't erase that. Therefore, you can erase conditions. You can't erase real love. That's what I'm trying to say. You feel how you feel. There's a friend right now. There's someone in the friend zone right now with a friend, and they've watched that friend get married and remarried, hoping that one day they'll see them with that love that they have for them, and they never will.
Fool. That's a fool.
But that fool can't erase love. Even that fool knows he's a fool, but he still can't help that emotion, that feeling, that bond that he has.
You know who that nigga is? This nigga right here. Get the fuck out of here, yeah. If he say he can't cover this floral tea, her love's gonna drop a little bit.
I'll give you a better example, because now you seem to be connected to the parent part. Let's say there's a dad that loves his kids, but then an event happened that made them estranged. That father, like, if you haven't seen your kids in 10 years, will your love deflate? Will it disappear? No, you'll just be hurt because you can't see them and express that, right? And that will probably go on forever. Now, someone come to you and say, you're a fool. That child has moved on. They don't care about you. They're living their life over on the other side of the world. And you're saying, no matter what, I'll love them. The minute they come back, I don't care. I'm opening my door.
But
that means that love is unerasable. It's not a yes. That is how you are perceiving it. But if you had that love for someone that was not your child, it would not be any different.
But what I'm saying is the expectations, the framework around those relationships are different. I'm not coming to you for sexual needs. I'm definitely not coming to you, Ed. I'm talking about my child.
Sexual needs is just sexual needs has nothing to do with the actual thing of love.
What?
That's just a part of that romantic love. That's a piece of a puzzle.
Edwin, if a girl tell you she's not going to give you no ass for 10 years, you still in love?
If I am in love, if I'm really in love, it's not going to change. That's what I'm trying. The point I'm trying to make is, if it's real,
Stop the cap.
Listen, that's the point. If it's real, then that's not gonna matter, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you seeing here?
You know
like
why
I
they
said,
had to
send the
say
Vyvanse, send the medication.
this dude has what's called conditional love. That's what it is.
Every relationship has conditions.
Dude, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about love itself, not the relationship.
Okay. Maybe I am crazy.
You're mixing the two things together.
I'm crazy.
Sean, what you're trying to say is that your love only exists if those conditions exist. That means that you don't have unconditional love. But then in the same breath, you're saying that no matter what your kids do, you'll love them. So you're just contradicting the whole aspect of love to begin with, because you're only connecting the love for your kids as something separate. You like put it in its own box and say that outside this box, love is not the same. This is just
not, yo. There's
so then we have to call that a different name. So we have to create a name for parenting love and then love for thing. But guess what? They're both love.
The love you have for Chick-fil-A is synonymous with the love you have in a relationship?
No, because that's not agape love. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's different forms of love.
Right. So
agape love exists. Agape love exists for God, for your kids, for your family, right? Which means that agape love can also exist with friendships and bonds that you form along the way. There's people out there now that have better bonds with someone that they served in the military than bonds that they have with their families at home.
But that's a
and
bond.
They'll probably
that's
do more.
Love.
That's oh my gosh.
If I ride,
love is a bond, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. Love is a bond.
We'll let the streets mediate on
it's
this.
Like
one,
it's like you use a word differently, like, oh man, I really love doing this podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just me expressing the level of how much I like doing it, because it's a different level. Like, oh, I love doing this, but it's not agape love, because you can only have that when you have a bond, right? Like the parents bond when your child's in your arms for the first time, and they call it imprinting, right? You imprint, right, on each other. That means that's
true love, yo.
Yes, agape love. That's what I just said. That true love exists outside of the realm of just being a parent. It's just harder to achieve, where it comes naturally as a parent, right? But to achieve that type of love for someone outside of that is more difficult, because you have to be present and true to each other for that love to really exist like that. That's why like Bonnie and Clyde is such a great story. Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah,
such a great story.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
They're not just movies, they're just stories. These stories come from truth. Fictional stories come from something true, and they become an exaggerated version of that truth. But that doesn't mean that the love itself is fake, because they were willing to die for that love. If you're really ready to jump on a grenade, like fucking Bruno Mars says, I'll jump on a grenade for you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That he's talking about agape love. No matter what, I'm gonna do this.
But nobody gonna jump on a grenade for nobody. Yo. Let's be
bullshit.
real.
It's already happened.
This is 2026, yo. I think you think
already
about
happened.
the 60s.
Someone saying jump on a grenade is an expression that came from truth.
They do that in the war. I jumped on a grenade for my homies, but that's duty. And it's a condition of your enlistment for the greater good.
Well, yeah, that is duty. Squadron. But also there's different reasons for that to happen. Like someone to do that.
If it was true love, divorce rate wouldn't be so high. Let's keep it moving.
No, it's not. That means that they didn't have true love. That's the point. Is what we're really trying to get at is that true love is rare. That's what we're trying to get at. Not that it doesn't exist. You're making it. You're trying to, because something's rare, it doesn't exist, and that's not true, Sean.
No, it's just rare. It don't exist, Ed.
You just said that there's no real love, because you said that it's
no. I said I haven't seen nobody.
Yes.
People, I hope
and pray that you get this true love.
The way we kicked this off was,
it makes me sad.
As men get older, it ain't no, oh baby, I'm so happy to see you. Niggas be sitting in their car instead of going in the house. This is real life, brother. This is real life. Niggas be like, oh my God, this bitch. When their wife call their phone, boop, 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 boop. Oh my God.
Hello?
oh my God, Jesus Christ. You have those ebbs and flows. It's not Disneyland. That's what I'm saying. It's not. It's not.
I mean, I agree that
that's what I'm saying.
It's not supposed to be peaches and cream. There's always gonna be peaks and valleys. That's just
it's
life.
Tolerance. I tolerate.
Yes, tolerance comes with that, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's your level of love, the strength of your love determines on how much tolerance you have. That's kind of what the point where I was trying to make.
Yes.
Why people last so long and there's tolerance. Yes, I didn't say that there's no such thing as like, oh, everything has perfect. What I'm saying is the strength of your love determines on whether you can weather those storms when they come.
Right. And people say it all the time. Relationships are hard work. Loving your child, you're gonna love your child.
That's hard work too.
But it's unconditional. You don't give a fuck what they do.
Yes,
it's hard.
Because some of us are hardwired with some of us. Once that bond and link is formed, it will never break. So that's why it's like you have some parents that struggle through parentship, and some parents just struggle through the times, but never struggle being a parent. And there's two different things there because every parent's gonna struggle in the process, but there's going to be parents that struggle with the duty of being a parent because of those struggles. Whereas the ones that have the real bonds never struggled. It never crossed their mind like, I just dropped this kid off somewhere and leave him there.
Somewhere is crazy.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
7-Eleven. This will do.
Yeah.
That's
because you see that's a different level of struggle. But for like people like us, that no matter how fucked up no matter what fucked up things our kids do, we're gonna keep believing that we can still guide them in the way they're supposed to go. And no matter what, we're not going to give up on it because we have that bond, right?
I just feel like
and that's also duty too. Parentship is a duty.
You're
supposed to push a kid out of a moving car and take the hit. That's also a duty. So now you try to freaking diminish the duty of being at war because a soldier's willing to jump on a grenade for his troops. You're saying that he only did it because it's duty. I don't believe you.
That's his duty to his crew.
Yes, it's his duty, but for him to actually fulfill that duty, there has to be a level of bond and brotherhoodness to what's going on there.
Or it could be his allegiance to the flag. We got a job to do.
Hey man, I've never talked to a soldier. I've never talked to a soldier that's over there in this shit and said, "Oh, this is for my flag." No, they're fighting for the guys to their left and their right. They ain't fighting for the red, white, and blue when they're out there. Yeah, the red, white, and blue is the flag that they plant when the war is done. But when they're fighting for the guy to the left, the guy to the right, because they're all bleeding together.
We out here in the trenches together.
Yes. So ain't nobody thinking about
different love and
then jumping on the thing. Ain't nobody saying that.
But that's a different love in a relationship.
Could die, and I'd rather die than see all of them die.
That's what I'm saying.
Jumped on the grenade. Guess what that is? That's called bond. That's called love. It's a different level.
I wouldn't say it's love, yo. I mean, I don't know. I've never been in that situation.
I know we haven't.
Even then, that's a different relationship than the woman or man that I'm laying with.
Yeah, of course, but there's still love.
So what I'm saying is the love to your partner. You trying to fray it out into kids and war veterans and shit. I'm talking about the love that you got with a person. If this person is not fulfilling your needs, over time, your love is going to diminish. This person getting on your nerves, it's not going to be this love head over heels stuff. It's just not. That's not how it works in the real world. You're going to gain animosity. You're going to start scrolling on TikTok, looking at other men. That's just the way it goes, bro. If somebody's not fulfilling your needs, you're going to start looking elsewhere. Nobody is just going to sit there and be like, well, what the, she just fucked him once. I mean, she didn't really mean it. That's not the way it goes, yo. It's altruistic and it sounds good, but in practice, it doesn't play out like that. We see it time after time after time after time after time.
Right, because that love's not real.
How are you going to tell somebody that love wasn't real and they slipped and cheated by mistake, but they still love their spouse?
They slipped and cheated by mistake? No, people make mistakes.
That's what people say.
People make mistakes. The cheating and the stuff doesn't mean love doesn't exist. That's just a mistake. Now, how strong is their love is whether that person forgives them and whether their relationship survives that mistake.
Nah,
that's the level.
If you love me, you're not going to.
Hey man, there's a lot of relationships we go date back where parents made it to the end and they died together and their love never wavered and they've cheated on each other multiple times possibly.
So that's real love?
Of course. If you can get past that, man, I mean, we literally both will sit here and both will agree that if cheating on me is it for me. But the fact that someone would still stay with them, it has to be. I mean, what else would it be? You're just gonna call them stupid because you can't fathom the thought of you being able to tolerate it. But that's what I mean by how strong the love is. That tells you how the level of tolerance you're gonna have. Because if your kid did something that was heinous,
stop bringing in the kids, Ed. We're not talking about that. We're talking
because
about
it's a scenario. No. It's two
different things. It's
two different things.
You can't fuck your kids. Well, I hope you would.
Why does sex have to be? The sex has nothing. The physical
relationship.
No, that's just the relationship, not the love.
Okay, let's guys. Chime in on the comments what you guys think about this. This is insanity. Yo. Ed's on a
I'm talking about love. You're putting love in a box.
It is in a box.
It's not. It's not in a box. You can't have sex with God, but you love God.
But I'm not in a relationship with God.
You are.
Me and God don't go half on the mortgage.
Yo, but
God don't share a phone bill with Verizon.
God, that's a relationship. Having a relationship with God, that's a relationship.
Well, what are your expectations to God?
You're not supposed to have expectations.
There you go. What are your expectations to your partner?
You're not supposed to have expectations in love.
You don't have any standards or expectations in a relationship.
That's the relationship with the person. See, that's why the love with God. That's why the love with God is a transcendent, right? Remember I told you there are different forms of love. Remember I told you that?
It's in a box.
But the love itself is pure. No, the purity of love is just a strand of purity, right? It's that
it don't work
purity
like that in the
of
real
love.
world.
It works like that everywhere. It's just the world doesn't connect with love that way. And that's the sad part.
Well, the people who think like that usually get taken advantage of and manipulated and put themselves out the game.
Let's see someone try that with me. And I think like that.
That's what I'm saying.
Take advantage of shit.
You got to take yourself out of the situation. Don't look at yourself. Look at the situation holistically.
Love exists.
I'm not saying love don't exist, but there are different types of love.
Yeah, there's different forms of love. But true love is still true love, regardless of the form. Like, you love your kid, you love God, you love your spouse, right?
And that's all the same love.
All three of these loves, if they're agape, then they'll all have one thing in common. They're unconditional.
Okay. All right. I've never seen an unconditional relationship where there's no conditions around.
So that you've never seen true love. And that makes me sad.
Where in society have you seen unconditional relationship?
I've seen at least two in my lifetime, and I still know these two relationships.
I promise you there's conditions on those relationships.
There's conditions on the relationship, but their bond, there's no condition to.
Okay.
Obviously, there's always conditions and expectations. Like, hey, we're talking about the different forms. We gotta move on. This is good.
This is good. We got a rare contradiction in opinion here on this one. So, all right, let's move on.
I believe in true love, yo. That's just gonna be.
Do you believe in love after love?
Yep, after, before, and next to.
You're gonna end up just like Puka, yo. All right, let's move on, yo. That's why Puka bit that bitch, yo, because she was playing games with him, yo. Don't play with me, yo.
Don't be playing with Puka.
Don't play with Puka. I led them read and receiving, bitch.
Brought to you by KFC.
KFC. The Colonel don't love nobody. You ain't love Wendy's. You didn't got rid of Wendy. She was degrading, nigga.
Unfortunately, I had to put her to pasture.
See? She was a part of the show. Now you didn't kick her out, nigga. That's terrible. Let's move on, bro. Speaking of which, how love can degrade in your life. I coined this term slipping. I coined this segment slipping into darkness.
Slipping into darkness.
How does the mind fall into a state of evil or being a disgruntled person or angry person or somebody who's just a proponent of chaos?
Absence of love.
Yeah, right.
No, go ahead.
Mojo Jojo. You turn into Mojo Jojo. So if you see here in this image, for the most part, this is how we all start on the left, not white, but as a happy young child. We all start as that pure,
It's all right because it's all white.
a pure, curious soul who just,
Yeah.
experiencing the world, living through love, and living through life. And as you can see, the next image there, it looks like some kids are playing basketball and left him out. He's a little bit sad there. That middle image, seems like he's not connecting with his spouse. I put it in Chat GPT because he found out she cheating on him. Now the nigga can't look at her the same no more.
So her connection is fake.
But she looked like she's still. I'm sorry, Johnny.
Hey, she's going through the motions because her shit's not unconditional.
Oh God. And then we got the fourth image. He might have been working hard, but he was passed up on a job promotion
Yeah,
due
that's
to
terrible.
nepotism.
And then the dude over there is smiling as a guy that got the job instead of him, and he hates his guts.
It sort of looked like him too, but we're not going to talk about that. Chat GPT be hallucinating. And then on the fifth slide there, he in traffic crashing out from the passenger side. It looked like, wilding out.
Oh, this is in England. That's why.
British crash out.
He has a British crash out.
So I just want to think, how to mind your mind is sort of what I was telling myself, being conscious of things. And it came to my mind because I had bought some put options on Nvidia and Micron, and the stocks did go down, but I was hoping for, I'm like, yeah, I was saying I hope something else happened. I had to catch myself because at night I was like, damn, I hope something crazy happened in the Strait of Hormuz that will make the market drop further. And then when I woke up, I was doing a little bit of self-reflecting. I'm like, damn, I'm hoping for negativity. I'm hoping for something bad to happen, a bombing or something. Seriously, I really had to take a look at myself in the mirror for financial gain. And it really made me take a look at like how some of these people who are just playing with millions of dollars orchestrate things and could set things up negatively for their financial gain. And how I'm playing on a smaller scale, but shit, I'm just as evil as they are.
Yeah.
So just give me your thoughts, Ed. Do you think that we are shaped, or people are shaped into this evil way or evil train of thought, or is it something that you're just born into, or if it's both, if they exist in the same room?
Yeah, the righteous path is always a narrow one, and it's easy to step off of it. And I think what happens is our world is surrounded by negativity. And it's interesting that you said that because all of us, it's natural to have the bad thoughts. It's about how we act on those thoughts that formulates who we become. That's why it's like when you step too far off the road, you might never find your way back. It's like if you're walking across a frozen pond, right? And the pond is fucking solid, but there's a little weak point, and you didn't know that that's a weak point. You step in and you fall. Usually, once you fall down that one hole, it's almost impossible to find your way back to that hole. You come back up and you're hitting ice, right? And then now you panic and you can't orient yourself to where you're at. That's kind of the similar thing that when you step too far off the righteous path, it's almost impossible. It's like you fell through that pond and you can't find that hole back to the surface where you can become you again. And it's interesting you said that because you was like but you caught yourself. See, that's the core of who you are, is that you were floating down that path. Oh man, if this happens, this would be good for me. And it's crazy how you're someone that doesn't have the power to create that negative thing that you was hoping for. But just like you said, there's people that got the resources and money, and it happens every day. And they don't realize that they're doing evil because their only thought is that they're doing it for their personal gain. Somewhere along the lines is that they're so far off the path that they don't really know that they're no longer on that path no more. That's why they can't get back to righteousness, because they're so far out of it that those lines have been askewed and they can't see it. So most people, that's why they say the thing like everyone's a hero in their own story. They tend to justify in their head to why they're doing those things. And because they're little small white collar crimes, they don't realize that there's on the other side of it, there's deaths. There's death and destruction and mayhem, because they're just at a desk creating little scenarios that will benefit them.
Right.
See, because you're only wishing that something bad would happen because you're oblivious to what that bad is going to be on the other side.
The
But
real
you also
impact.
have the intellect to realize, damn, that could be catastrophic to someone else's life. So
Yeah.
then you would feel guilty that you're floating on cloud rich while someone else just died for it. You know what I mean?
That's true,
So
yeah.
that's the difference between you and someone who disconnects from that because you're like, oh shit, I had to catch myself. But guess what? That's the difference because you had the thought like anyone else would, but you thought about that thought and realized, damn, that's not a good way of thinking. And you brought yourself back to it. And that's the difference, how someone can get you. But now here's the other part. Monsters aren't born, they're created. They're created by the environment. One bad thing keeps leading to another bad thing, and eventually everyone has their breaking point. And when they break, it's almost impossible to bring them back. Now, there's a lot of stories where people broke and came back, but for the most part, once you break, you usually are
You're in the game.
you gone. You know what I mean? And that picture kind of depicts that, like how that person was started off as an innocent child, simple, his airplane. He's just happy to be alive and happy that he's just frolicking and playing everything. He has no worries. Then he starts to get older and interacting with others, and they're not favorable. Now he feels alone, discarded, worthless. And that despair becomes that internal doubt. Then it becomes anger, and then he can't connect with his girl. So now he's just mad at life. He's no longer like mad at an individual. He's mad at the world.
General, everybody catching the smoke.
Fuck everybody. And now he's out there just being mean. And eventually he's going to do something heinous, whether it's hurt one other individual or hurt himself, or do something so catastrophic that creates an accident that hurts many.
So my question to you would be, is that how do you insulate yourself? Because that shit is going to come. You're going to get discarded. You're going to get picked over, fucked over. You're going to get hurt. How do you insulate yourself from letting those thoughts? I mean, I guess the thoughts are going to come in, but how do you combat them? How do you stay alert to combat them? Or it's just an individual thing?
Surround yourself with the right people, with positive people that can help lift you up. Or the other way is open up that Bible. This is where the strength of religion comes into play, because people don't understand. It's like, you know, on the outside, like, you know, there's a lot of people now that we're in the world where people don't believe in God. Like atheism is like something that's growing by the minute. And it's hard to be a spiritual person these days because everyone's so full of knowledge that they're almost saying God is not real, you know? But when you open up that Bible, this is where we were talking about, you know, we just came. This is a good segue. You came into this because that's when you develop the relationship with God, because it's just like when you think of David, right? When he was writing Psalms, he was in a cave by himself. And all he was doing was writing to God the whole entire time. Now, in that moment, he's not interacting with God directly, but he's writing down. So that's why keeping a journal, stuff like that, writing your feelings down is a form of release. Some people use artistry, making music is another form of therapy. You have to have a form of release to release the negative impact that something has happened, that so it doesn't fester. So it's either talking to someone, having the right supporting cast, or if you're by yourself, then find a way to release. Write down, you know, I hate this person, this and that. Just by writing that stuff down and getting it out, it doesn't ball up and you don't become a ticking time bomb.
That's turned into a manifesto.
Yeah, and that's exactly what would happen. So you just keep doing that, but then you have to form a path to get yourself in the right direction, because a win changes a loss. You know what I'm saying? But when someone keeps losing and losing and losing and losing and losing and losing and losing, no matter what the loss is, it starts to build
Impact, yeah.
and it impacts the frame of who you are. So you just got to get some wins. That's why you start to surround yourself with people that are positive, because those become wins. It's like, hey, at least I got this friend. No matter what happens to me, they're always there for me.
So have something bigger than what you're chasing.
Yeah. Something positive that counteracts all that negativity. Because if you don't, then all you're going to become is darkness. And just like you said, you'll slowly slip into darkness. And sometimes once there's darkness, which means absence of light, then anything goes.
Now you Darth Maul in the streets.
Yeah, you're Darth Maul. You'll become Anakin Skywalker turning into fucking Darth Vader.
Yes.
How did Anakin become Darth Vader? The last thing that happened was
Padme died.
Padme, not when she died, when Padme rejected him. And
Because
then
he
he
let her
blamed
die, didn't she?
Obi-Wan. Yeah, but then she died, and then the guilt from that was the final transformation. Remember, right before he fought Obi-Wan,
I have the high
Padme,
ground, Anakin.
yeah, Padme rejected him, and then he says, he got to you too. They lied. So then he started fighting thing, and now he's like 80% dark. But then when Padme did die, that's when he fully became
All
Darth
blacked
Vader.
out.
Yep.
And he started killing the little small Anakin, the little Padawan learners. He walked in this spot and killed them kids.
When he did that, he killed them kids, yo.
Put the kids out the game. We sorry,
Yeah,
YouTube.
I mean, damn, yeah, he rewind. I'm gonna just put a yeah, I'll put a little blur in
keep
there.
it in, yo. We is who he is.
Yeah.
Hard. Yeah, so I mean,
Right.
I think you had I think you said something very, 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 very important there. Have something you know, that support system outside of yourself. But sometimes people don't have support, yo.
Yeah. And
It's a tough
sometimes that's
situation.
the sad truth, is that when we see some people come down, and I mean, we've seen so many acts of like random violence,
Mhm.
and in the end is like, yo, you try to be like, oh damn, try to consider the fact that whatever would have happened, but in the end you can't really put an excuse to it. But it's about preventing it. When you start seeing somebody acting strange, instead of isolating them more and staying away from them, you have to
Lean in
immediately
on it.
address it. You know,
Mhm.
especially when it comes to like, you know, because it's not about blame neither, because people think, oh, then so it's whose fault is it because that person? It's not really a fault. It's just we just have to be more socially aware with how we treat each other.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Because when we start to treat someone and then isolate one person and just completely start bashing them, and we just give them losses, man, I don't care who you are. If you just do nothing but take L's every minute that you wake up and breathe,
It's gonna kill you. It's gonna hurt you.
you're either gonna hurt yourself or you're gonna hurt someone else.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know what I mean? Suicide rates go up, and also random acts of violence go up, because there's only one way, and the path of least resistance is how electricity travels. And guess what? Emotions travel like electricity.
You can't
Shit, our body
see it.
is electricity.
It's electric.
Everything that happens is electrical
Boogie, boogie.
impulses. Electricity is everything,
know
and
it's
that's
there.
motion, that's chemistry, that's science.
Alchemy.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So
The
it's
last
like
airbender.
you have to always remember that thing, that we have to have positive connections. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying? Positive energy activates constant elevation.
Look at you, nigga. You a 80s rapper. KRS Ed, nigga. Yeah, for sure, man. So if you know, if you find yourself going down that path, man, shit, reach out to me and Ed. Shoot us a message on YouTube, man. We here to listen, because like Ed said, once you hit it right on the head, Brody. Once you step off that path, everything is shrouded then. It's like you open to the spirit realm. It's like shit can pull you and push you in any different direction. And just it's like gangs. You feel like you by yourself, you isolated, the gang come around and get you, yo, hold this crack pack for me. Rob that for me. And then they give you adulation. Yo, it's the best little shooter in the block. You're like, yeah, I'm the best little shooter. Now that's your claim to fame, but it's negative. You know what I mean? So you gotta be conscious of that. Oh, and speaking of being the best little shooter in town, shout out to the Sandtown Winchester area here in Baltimore, man. It's a heavily crime saturated area, but for the last 365 days there have been no murders in the Sandtown Winchester area.
That's amazing.
So the Safe Streets program, crime prevention program, is rolling out there. I think we'll talk about that next episode. They've kept no murders in that, not in Baltimore, because niggas definitely get killed in Baltimore, but the Sandtown Winchester area. If you know anything about the city, you know that's where you can get your body can get Odell Beckham. You get your body caught over there.
Hey, listen, I know some people that grew up in that area. So
yeah, so shout out to everybody over there and all the efforts. And Brandon Scott, man, people give the mayor a lot of shit because he blowing the budget, but he trying, man. Hey
man, you know what I noticed? Most people with two first names, they usually do well.
John Jacob Chamberheimer Smith. His name is my name too. Looking at us. That's what's up, yo.
Brandon Scott, you know what I'm saying?
Brandon
he got
Scott.
two first names. He could be Scott Brandon or Brandon Scott.
Brandon Scott. Sound like a criminal to me, nigga. But moving on.
You just gave him praise, and now he's a criminal.
You know I deflected disrespect. It's here right there in the intro. It's here right there in the intro, nigga.
It does say that shit.
I don't love nobody, Ed. Can't you see, nigga?
Brought to you by the Colonel.
Love don't live here anymore. So let's move on. Another topic that is trending on the level of that Druski thing, man, is the Houston Rodeo. Happened a couple weeks ago, or a week ago or so, not too long ago. Houston Rodeo is not just a rodeo; it's a state fair type thing, like we got here in Maryland, Maryland State Fair, Georgia State Fair. I'm sure wherever you watching from, they got a state fair y'all go to and get fried Oreos and get big backed with your loved ones. Same thing there in Houston. They also have curation of shows, rodeos, best in show for animals, best shoe fly pie, all that shit. They do all of that there. This is what they do down in H-Town. H-Town, baby. Shout out to DJ Michael Watts and everybody down there, Mike Jones and them niggas, Paul Wall. But in Houston, this is what they're having. But the problem that's come out of this is people dressing very scandalous down there, showing all types of their goodies. This is just one image of one of the things people.
Goodies.
Oh, go ahead, Ed. You never put the song on it. My goodies, not my goodies.
My goodies.
There you go. Pause on us singing goodies together. But this is one of the images right here, man. And usually, you know, if you're going to the club, you going to Miami South Beach, you going wherever, do your thing. But a lot of people have been complaining because this is a family affair. A lot of kids out there. There you go. Oh, Ed got the spirit in him today. Elder John got to him.
Elder John. Shout out to Elder John for tapping on my window for no reason.
Rapping on your window.
It's like, you saw me, he was rapping. Who's that? Who's that rapping on my chamber door?
This nigga. Jesus. So this is.
Would you like to go to our church?
Hell
Hey,
no.
yo, the part I didn't tell you is that I handed him a freaking Too Late We Said It business card.
If you come to mind, if you like it,
Let's see if curiosity brings him here.
You gonna bring him into the dark side off the righteous path, bringing him to this shit.
Step into the bad side. Step into the bad side. But yeah, anyway, right back on topic. But yeah, I think
we got ADHD, dude.
We're in this world where we've been kicking down walls and erasing lines for the good of the benefit of society, embracing itself for every aspect of individuality and us being able to express ourselves and who we see ourselves as, whether you're a girl that wants to dress in what's predominantly known as male infused clothing, or a man that wants to dress in what's feminine, thought to be feminine, painting your fingernails, earrings, nose rings. Everyone can wear whatever they want to wear. And I think that's fair. I'm not trying to rhyme on purpose, but I think it's fair that we all should be able to express ourselves in however we want, as long as we're not infringing someone else's space. And that's cool. But some lines are still necessary. And I think if you're in an environment where there's family and children, we have to give children the space to explore themselves neutrally. We can't force things into their thought process, and dressing accordingly in those areas allows it, because it's like remember, we're all walking on our own path. And a child doesn't know right from wrong like an adult. They're not living in the world the same way. So it's like there's some kind of form of sheltering that occurs back in the day where kids are allowed to be kids, where today social media expands the views. Right. So kids are exposed to things that kids back in the day never would be exposed to. You know, you could if we go back to the 50s, there's kids that not until they got into sex ed in 7th grade did they even know what sex was. Other than, I know mommy and daddy make noises sometimes at night. I don't know what's going on. But now fucking kids know, because they've probably been exposed
to corn.
Because
they can see corn now.
Whether it's exposed physically in their household or on social media, they're being exposed to a lot of things that they probably shouldn't be exposed to at their ages. And this is no exception. I think you're going to a family location like this. And I mean, I don't condone us telling people how they should dress, but think about the environment that you're in at least. Yeah, because you don't want a 5-year-old looking at your cheeks. You don't want a 5-year-old staring at, look at her cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Or come there and run and slap, and then people will think
his cheeks.
Yeah,
niggas wear the assless chaps.
Yeah, like I said earlier,
Yeah.
you know, you can dress and express yourself however you want, but the point of that matter is do it in a tasteful manner where it does not infringe on someone else's living space. And
Right.
sometimes when we're in public, we want to be expressive, but always do it in tasteful manner. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying that you can't wear like a V-neck and showing your cleavage, but there's got to be some level of formality that
This
you
is
put
out of
to it.
pocket.
I think
On
it
the
is out
right,
of pocket because
shorty
look
on
at
the right.
kids. Yeah, yeah. There's a 5-year-old just staring at them cheeks, just flapping around.
Having your cheeks flap around is crazy. A buzzard's wing. So one of the counter arguments here is what you just said. These kids are seeing it anyway on social media. So what am I doing wrong?
So let's just add to it.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, that's what I mean. I'm just piggybacking.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So we already in hell. Why a couple extra flames ain't gonna hurt? Is what you're saying. Okay.
And that's so cool. Yeah. Let's add to it.
And I think that's asinine. I think that's
stupid. Yeah, it is. It's just an excuse to be part of the bad crowd. It's like you're making excuses. Remember how I said when we were back in the other topic, how people usually rationalize to themselves and they don't realize that they're doing wrong because they already got the rationale in their brain. This is a perfect example when it comes to sexual expressiveness. It's like, yes, you should have the right to express yourself, your physical attributes in a sexual manner, but do it within the realm of where it's needed.
Yeah.
Like if you're not going to dress like that at church, then why would you dress like that where a lot of kids are present?
Right. And people were saying, well, then keep your kid after dark, take your kids in. And what I showed you, Ed, this shit right here is conservative based on some other shit I seen, because I can't put some of the other pictures up here because.
Quick question.
Go ahead.
This festival, is there a day and a night time?
Day and night. Yeah, the lonely stoner tends the freest mind at night. It's a fucking fair. It's the rides are running all day.
Okay, so
the concession stands is open all day.
Here's the compromise to this right here. Hopefully, people in Houston, you're listening. Probably not, but here's the fix to that. During the day, family time, dress accordingly, and then at night, parents take your fucking kids home because now the freaks come out at night. So it's the same things. Remember we were talking about Mardi Gras back when we were talking about all the fairs and events. That's the experience of Mardi Gras has two different sides to it. You got the family side where you'll see more family, but then at night people know not to bring the kids around because people are flashing titties and doing all this crazy stuff.
That's true.
So you have to have a compromise because this is a public venue where anybody can express themselves, but there has to be a compromise. And I think that's where the line can be put. I was like, all right, the sun came down. I'm out here to finally maybe run into a one night stand. It's nighttime. I'm doing my thing. Kids should be in bed. So if it's like 8 o'clock at night.
Fair though, Ed. It's a fair. It's a fair.
I'm trying to
it's not Mardi Gras. Stop giving these hoes excuses, Ed. Stop it, yo. Some of the other business that I've seen.
This fair is just a fair, like a family thing, regardless.
Bro, if you take little Ed when he was younger, if you took little Ed to the Maryland State Fair at night, you wouldn't expect like some of these other pictures.
Yeah, you're right.
Titties out.
Hey, I'm just trying to make a compromise here, you know.
Think about G-string panties where the bush is showing through. You know, you can see the diamond. The coochie hair is shaped like a diamond. It's one string. You can't see the lip.
Like a diamond,
right? Like something smell like a diamond. It should stink, boy.
Yeah, you smell diamonds like this. Smell diamonds.
Smell
some crazy diamonds.
It must be Congo diamonds. Blood diamonds.
Hey, blood diamonds.
Amy, bad gorilla. Don't you?
Gelatinous diamonds.
But at night, you know, if I took my son to the fair at night, let's say I work Monday through Saturday.
Some of those Ferris wheels look awesome at night too, because they have the little light.
This looks lit at night. I want to take my kid to see that drone show right there. I want to see the fireworks.
But now he's got to see cheeks and titties now.
And cleavage, bro. Not just cleavage. He's seeing nipples. You know what I mean?
Where they had like nipples out with pasties or something?
No, just like sheer bras where you can see the breasts.
Oh, like the see-through shit. They might as well be naked.
Might as well have your neck see out. So it's like,
yeah, you're right. My bad. I'm trying to.
I understand. Like, I ain't mad at you. We gotta have both sides of it. I understand. I understand. But I think there needs to be some, like you said, there needs to be some type of self governance where you say, bro, if I want to go to Miami and do this, bet. If I want to go to if I want to go to Mardi Gras and do this, because that's the preconceived notion of the event. But if I'm going to a state fair where I know it's going to be children at, and this isn't the first one, this rodeo has been going for years, decades.
So basically, it used to be family friendly, and now it's becoming more into like a
and they're people protesting.
And by freak, I don't mean freak as in, I mean more freak like freaky. Like
right.
Freaky.
And they actually enforced the dress code.
They should.
And that's what caused all of this commotion.
Oh, so now people are getting up in arms because I want to be able to let my cheeks out.
Right.
Censorship. That's what I'm saying. Like, look, we've become the society. Like, look, I get it. A woman should be able to breastfeed their child.
Oh yeah, I'm not against breastfeeding.
You know what I'm saying? But there's ways to do it. Like if you just out there, you just go whoosh, and then just like this. Hey, the proper way is like have the little blanket, boom, cover yourself. And it's gonna be a point where your titty has to come out into the air first. No one should be like mad about it.
It's crazy.
And then you get your stuff right. So look, in those aspects, those are, I mean, no one should even be looking at her in no kind of crazy way, right? But
some freaky
you can't be going public with the intention of saying, yeah.
Right. And you wouldn't have both your breasts out if you breastfeed. The one not getting suckled, you got out hanging out in unison, like he could hop taps and shit.
He's like, this was not working.
Let me prime this one. So yeah, I think it's out of pocket to be dressed like that, dog. I mean, if my daughter was out there, I would go Hurricanrana her ass. You know what a Hurricanrana is?
What's that?
Run up, lap my legs around her shit and snap. I'd be like, what are you doing?
Oh, okay.
Some Jeff Hardy shit, some Hardy Boy shit. I really feel like today we are just getting so thirsty for attention.
Yeah, all the things are blurred now. That's like, you know, we're tearing down walls. A lot of it's for the better, but that doesn't mean that all lines are bad. So sometimes we have to have some form of order and structure to how we go about things.
Standard,
because we have to protect our kids and give them the safe space to be kids and not get distracted by things that they shouldn't be distracted by. It allows them to develop into their own persons naturally instead of being influenced by, you know, it's overwhelming. It's like a overload of information.
Sensory overload. Yeah.
And I mean, it could be confusing. Kids are just walking around confused. And I mean, a lot of
hard
in school. And I think that's why school is harder now, because kids are just all over the place because everything's everywhere. We're getting higher rates of homeschooling. If I was a parent right now, I'd probably be homeschool, private school, and I'd have to like fully like investigate this school before I can get my kid, because shit is real right now. It's hard to raise your kid the way that you want to when you have all these outside influences and stuff like this. A fair, people would not take their kids there now. It's gonna not be. It's gonna, people are gonna stop taking their kids, and that's gonna be a lot of the revenue.
Because people was like, "I'm not coming," and then they set this dress code. People was requesting refunds.
They're losing money because they're gonna lose money.
We're not gonna fuck up our bag so you can show your ass.
Yeah, and they have the right. That's
35, 40 years old.
Like,
you know right from wrong.
So why are you so hard pressed on showing your ass? Just go there. You could be sexy in different ways. You gotta get creative with it, because it's like, oh, I'm gonna do my PG-13 sexy this time because this is a fair.
That'd be more sexy, yo. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I agree.
That's more attractive.
Yeah, show your creativity. Like, it's easy to just show cheeks.
And I can show my ass. It's not gonna be sexy though. I'll tell you that. Nigga's gonna be
what's next? Just go naked with paint on you and shit, I guess.
Right.
Fuck
like the Pink Floyd album. Remember the Pink Floyd album cover?
It's like, where's the mystery? You know what I'm saying?
Can you guess
the
sexy is the mystery?
Yeah, the sexy's in the mystery though, for real.
It is, bro. It is. But all right, so we got our consensus on that. Now, another thing that came from this, I want to talk about this before we move on to P.S.T. From this rodeo, from this event, it was a couple. I think they were from Clearwater, Florida. The boyfriend didn't go. The girl went on a girls' trip with her homegirl. Homegirls came back. She's fine. She just didn't come back with us. She hasn't answered the phone in 5 or 6 days for her boyfriend.
This is real?
This is real. I wish I could find the tweet. He was asking that he put on Instagram, "Hey, can if any of you guys are in Houston and can tell my girlfriend to call me, please call me. I see she's active on social media, but she's not returning my calls. Her phone's on, she's getting the calls. I'm worried about her. Where's she at? Please tell her to call me." We know this event yielded some of the highest STD rates for singles that went out there and came home. It's all types of debaucherous videos. It pretty much turned into Freaknik, Ed. You remember Freaknik in Atlanta? Look at you. I sure you betcha.
You betcha.
It pretty much turned into that. But homeboy is sort of in denial. I think he might be in love. He's in denial about his girl out there making it do what it do. So my question is, if your girl gone for 5-6 days, she not answering the phone, she went to a hunching fest, do you give her some grace and let her enjoy herself, or do you give her back to the streets?
Man, that's gonna all depend on the relationship itself. I mean, he has to know what the state of the relationship was before
State of the union.
Yeah, you have to address it. He has to like stop for a second and really think back of the month leading up to that moment. Was it positive or negative?
I got to review the month before.
You got to, bro. You got
Yo,
to.
what you looking for in the month before?
Because I'm gonna be honest here. Let's say we got to look at all the variables here. What if she got human trafficked?
No, her homegirl says they asked her, you know, hey girl, we going home. Oh, I'm gonna stay for a few more days.
Okay, so she stayed on her own
inclination. She was like, I'm staying.
I'm staying. Right. So shit. Our homegirl's telling the truth.
She ain't come back with them. And she's still posting pictures of her going around Houston.
Right. Because to see where I was getting at was like we're seeing pictures. Let's say she got human traffic. Someone's gonna pretend like her, keep their phone and keep posting shit.
That's true.
To make it seem like she's okay, so that no one's searching, gives time for her to get disappeared. Or the reality is she's actually fucking doing what she's doing, and she decided that she's gonna stay a little while longer because she met somebody.
That's what it sounds like. Now, we don't have confirmation of it.
Which is why I said if you were him, you have to sit and review and look at it and then decide
how hard was she prepping
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Because if you're going on social media and you really want her that bad, you need to take your ass over there.
And see what's really going on.
Because she's already gave you a breadcrumb trail.
To
follow.
You know where she was staying hotel.
Because in the end, this is what I would do. I'd be going over there to break up with her. That would be my intent until I found her. Because everyone wants closure, right? So I'm gonna go fucking find out what this closure is shit, right?
Closure.
You gotta get that closure. Or you just give her the streets, like you said. Like
that's the smart way to go, yeah.
Like just take her off the shit and then go about the business. And if she comes back knocking on your door, it's like, what you doing here? It's like you technically broke up. Yeah,
you are cooked, mi amigo.
You're cooked, yo. It's like, what you doing here? What you crying for?
Yo.
No, because it's like at that moment you're like, yo, fuck this. It's like she's already basically broke up with me by not answering my calls, this and that. Stayed, didn't text me and tell me she was staying, didn't give me no explanation, no nothing, just fuck me and just keep going. He should just start dating one of her friends then, I guess.
Yikes.
Yeah, yo, you just got, this is one of those. If you love something,
boy.
This is one of those, if you love something, let it, if one of her friends was flirting with you the whole time you were dating her, that'd be the get back.
I don't want no bitch from that elk. I'm gonna be like, y'all all hoes susceptible to go.
Hey, it depends on what era of my life that happened. If that happened in my 21 to 25-year-old self, that's exactly what I would.
I think they was in their 20s, they early 20s. So they.
Oh yeah. One of them friends would have got taken down, and then I'd have felt better about life. She's like, oh, so we're together? No, fuck no, you're her friend. But thank you. Your friendship with her might be over because when she comes back, I'm telling her what I did.
You an agent of chaos now, Edward. You just throwing Molotov
whole friend group's fucked. Since y'all gonna let her stay, I'm like, I blame y'all. Y'all let her fucking be a bad person. Y'all some terrible
control
friends.
Nobody though, Ed.
Nah, fuck that. You can. No, I'm just kidding. Bitch, you come to
my house.
Fuck is your RG?
That's
we
crazy,
can't, because first of all, if I'm in a friend group, I'm not leaving a friend behind. We came here together. We leaving together.
Right. If you want to fly back out, that's cool, but bring your ass on.
No,
Because I
we
think they
came
had an
here.
Airbnb.
She would have left with them if they would have said, nah, girl, I understand you met him. Just exchange numbers and y'all could like chat it up and you have to leave him. But listen, we came together. We leaving together. I don't feel safe leaving you here in another city. Something happens to you, I'm going to feel guilty. She would have been like, yeah, you're right, girl. Just get his number. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
You know, it ain't no accountability like that.
Nah, but that's how friends should have operated, first of all. Why are you going to leave your homegirl in the city? Anything can happen to her. Anyways, the point of the matter is he needs to let her. He just go ahead and cut ties there because she pretty much gave him the hint. Yeah. She don't respect you enough to even tell you that she's staying.
That's what I was trying to get to. It's respect there. 100% correct.
She had no respect for him on that.
That's tough.
Probably in her mind, her ass thinks that she goes back, he's going to be waiting for her open arms.
Right.
And she's going to eat her cake and eat it too. I'm going to have her cake and eat it too.
I know what you mean.
I'm going to have my little fling. Get this, because this guy probably got loot. He probably got money. He going to wine and dine her over there. She going, then go back home to her man and go back to her life like, I'm good.
And do maybe a week of sorry, a week of apologizing.
Maybe give him some sexual stuff, and he's going to forget all about it.
That's what, fellas, listen, fellas.
And kiss it with like fresh dick lips. No, man. Don't do it.
This tastes like Chase Brexton. This tastes like the clinic. Fellas,
she's like, why do you smell like CJ Stroud?
CJ Stroud. H-Town. Tastes like the Texans. Yo, I've experienced. I've had a lot of conversations.
Stay with the old line.
Not the big uglies. Fellas, we have to stop accepting sex in the place of accountability and communication. I've gone through this. I don't know if Ed's gone through this. I've talked to a lot of guys where if we mess up, it's a trail of tears to get back to righteousness. It's a trail of tears to make things right. I hate to say it, but in today's society, a woman could come back to you after some wrong and give you some sex, and then all is forgiven. We have to stop doing that. We setting a bad tone for the young brothers coming behind us, where bad behavior, I don't even know if that's the right term to say here, but bad behavior can be overshadowed by just some coochie. Dog, your respect is worth so much more than just some cat. If people is violating you and doing disrespectful shit, don't let some head compensate that and then you don't say nothing else about it. You got to set a standard, bro. And then in this situation, like you just said, I think that's what would happen. You went AWOL for a fucking week and a half. You want to come back, throw some cat at me, and then don't say nothing. Whoa. What was that about? I just think that's fucked up, yo. Yeah. Have some self-respect, yo. Yeah. That have some self-respect. You want to say anything else?
She's also showing her friends a terrible example too. You know, that to me, that tells you a lot about the friend group. Like, yeah, they got her back and stuff. The fact that you would leave your friend there and just like, hey, she didn't want to come. It's like, yo, it's like you guys can't influence Shorty to come home. Like, look, I understand you on some shit. What you doing? That's what you doing. That's cool. But we came together. Like, we leaving together. That's just my whole thing. Like, because nobody want to leave, and I don't come to find out. We're gonna find out a month from now that she never came home and no one ever heard from her again. Now we're all gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that would be terrible to hear.
And then that friend group, guess what? They're all gonna be at each other's throat saying, "You're fine. You're the one that told you." And
or under investigation.
Yeah,
like did they collaborate with somebody out there, trafficking, kidnapping?
Yo, anything happened. What if they just told him that story?
Organ harvesting. It could be anything. You don't know what the hell it is.
Anything can happen. A movie coming to a theater near you is what happened.
The Houston Rodeo movie. Yeah. From the producers of Sin Hell.
Oh, we forgot to mention that.
We forgot to do it, yo.
All right, now just leave it up. I'll do it real quick. We were talking about the guy that ascended to evil. This is a great movie that kind of depicts how a monster is created. Both characters in this movie. This movie's interesting because it flips the protagonist and antagonist. And at the end, by the end of the movie, it seems like both main characters were antagonists and they both got their just desserts, except one of them got away with it.
Yes, for sure.
So if you want to see how someone descends into darkness or slips into darkness, just understand that this movie will show you how you can descend into darkness. But that's kind of why I had that movie, was gonna just kind of make a comparison how a person can seem really good and then it just go right into down the hill.
Yeah.
Into evil deeds.
Yeah.
It was an interesting movie. It wasn't at all what I expected. Did you seen it too, right?
Yeah, Shorty was batshit crazy. But
yeah,
justifiably
crazy.
so.
Yeah, justifiably so, but still crazy.
We get it, but yeah.
We
get it, but yeah, Shorty, you out of pocket. Good movie though. Definitely check it out. Send help. Me and Ed both saw that. And I don't know. I would recommend people watch that. I would recommend checking out.
Yeah,
Some good movies.
it's definitely a movie you see at home though. It wasn't like I wouldn't say, "Oh man, go to the theater. It's got to be seen on the big screen." Yeah.
You could
I can't get that kind of like thumbs up, but I would watch it again because it was good. But I wouldn't go.
That's a segment we need to make, Ed. Home or theater?
Yeah. What movies? Yeah, that's
like
a good segment to bring up another time. Yeah,
movies. He stood on it. Yeah, that's a good thing for later, nigga. Keep going. I got you. I ain't mad at you. Yeah, my fault. Yeah, my fault. Polite put downs. You're a good man.
Yeah, my fault.
Close the curtain on that nigga. Cover up old Mike. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is, mine has grown to be a staple of the show. Definitely our bookend on our beautiful podcast. What am I talking about? Sean, what the hell are you talking about? What do you mean? What's a bookend on our show? Open up. Listen up, ho. You already know what it is. It's Poppy's Sports Talk.
Ho. Yeah, ho. Yeah, ho.
Yeah. A Chat GPT one where I'm bald. I'm catfish out here with a picture of me with a full head of hair.
And I have no grays, so hey, we're both in the same boat.
Oh no, you got a little trail of gray right there.
Hey, that looks like a light frosty brown right there.
Frosty the snowman. That's insane, yo.
Poppy the snowman.
Poppy the snowman.
Hey, yo, I feel like there's somebody in Puerto Rico that calls himself Poppy the Snowman.
Poppy the Snowman. Yeah,
like, because he sells that snow and shit. He's like
the San Juan Snowman.
You know, call me Poppy the Snowman.
Contigo.
Toma.
That's insane. Here we go. This is Isis Seal. Am I saying that right? Isis Seal. She is on the left and the right, is she? Or is Reyes is on the right? The girl that knocked her out is on the right.
That's yeah, it says Reyes on her front of her.
Oh, right on her upper coochie. My fault. Isis was the one knocked out on the left. Little cute girl, little 19-year-old girl. I hate that happened.
He said little cute girl,
little 19-year-old joint. I'll take it there. Let me take you there.
She got took in there. She got took in the shadow realm. Enter the shadow realm.
Ed, well, let me spin the video real quick and then I'll let you break down the whole synopsis of the situation. But this is just the end of the fight, which was pretty much the start of the fight, where the damage was sustained. Let's check it out.
Is cleaner. She has big amateur background.
She said, watch out for my killer left hook, did Isis Seal. Midway point of round number one. Nice uppercut sneaks in for Camarillo.
Yeah, Camarillo placing her punches real nicely right now.
Oh! Down she goes.
Good job for the ref.
She's out.
She's out.
Yeah. It is all over, just like that.
All right, so that was the knockout. Go ahead, Ed, break it down for us.
And so this is a story of the brutality of boxing to some degree. I'm not to some degree, just the brutality of boxing. Yeah, there were just clean punches. However, once she hit her with that one left, it basically stunned her. She was in freeze mode. She was almost like she was out on her feet. Then she took 3 more before her body finally collapsed. And she was out before she even hit the ground. She was already out before she hit the mat. Now, as the opponent, you're just hitting her with standard crosses and hooks. So it's not like you're doing anything crazy. It's not. So, we're going to call it a brutal knockout. But it was just from the view of the camera, it just looked like standard. Somebody just got pop, knocked out, right? But unfortunately, it had lasting effects. She ended up being put into a medically induced coma because she suffered some more severe brain trauma than normal. And the interesting thing is like all humans aren't created equal. You know what I'm saying? Some of us can sustain more injury, and like it's so funny because somebody can fall from a building and survive, and someone can fall from a stepladder and die. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's a freakish occurrence where she was just hit in the right amount of space. So basically, it's like her brain just went boom, 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 because she got crack, 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 and it was just a perfect storm of hits that caused a lot more brain damage than a standard knockout, right? So she was in a coma, but luckily, you know, after I think it was like 2 days, she's back. So it looks like she's gonna make a recovery. Thank goodness. But what made this story interesting is because, you know, it's about seeing like opponents, understanding like matchmaking. Like there's also moments where we see the ranked fighters and you're putting fighters in positions, but we got to make sure that these fighters are prepared to really prepared to be in the ring. You know what I mean? Because this particular fighter that made her 1-3, right? And this is her all 3 of her losses were knockouts. So
the girl who got knocked out.
Correct. So there was a cumulative effect that may have been part of this. When you start seeing a fighter losing like they're in a losing streak, you got to start thinking about what her next step is. This may not be the avenue she should be going in. Maybe they should convert her to a sparring partner and being more so someone that can help other fighters. But we understand that's your dream. But if you're getting KO'd in multiple amounts, I don't want to see that girl in the ring again, to be honest with you.
She was dreaming, all right.
I really don't. I don't. And it's sad because maybe she had talent. I mean, maybe she had potential.
I think I saw something that says this probably was her last fight.
Because there's no reason for her to continue, because especially brain trauma continues. It's like there's no effect.
Neurodegeneracy.
Every time you get KO'd, it's easier to get KO'd. So it means that one of those 3 KOs she had was a brutal one. Because if you look at that didn't look very brutal as far as it was just standard hits, but they were cumulative though, right? So I think that her brain still had somewhat not recovered from her previous ones, and then that just made it worse. And that's why you gotta just stop right there. You go, I just wrestled with death on a fight. You need
barely made it past.
Maybe she can transition, stay within the business, stay within the sport, but transition into something that's more sustainable for you to fulfill your dream of being in the sport, you know. But like sometimes it just happens that way. Some people just don't make it. You know, you got Sterling Sharp, who's an extremely talented football player, but injuries took him out the game sooner. Not by the way that we normally say, but actually just out the game.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Out of the actual game.
Actual game. Yeah. But in that instance, like, you know, she could have all the talent in the world. So we have to like start to understand that this is a dangerous sport, and how fans are like going at the opponent for her celebrating after the knockout. In her eyes, she just knocked somebody out, and that was her first knockout. So she was trying to get a knockout. So she's proud of herself for achieving her goal, and she should be. But once she found out that she was hurt, then of course she's gonna pivot like, hey, I pray that she's okay. But you can't be guilty. She can't go on feeling guilty about that because she didn't do nothing wrong. Yeah, she did what she was supposed to do. And obviously nobody's going into a fight hoping that they kill their opponent. Duh. But you can't
even though they
force
say
her
that,
to feel
they don't
guilt.
really mean it.
Yeah, they don't mean it in the sense they may kill their opponent as in like destroy, like, hey, I'm playing a video game with you, I'm about to destroy you. I don't mean I want you to actually die.
The only person I think meant that shit was Mike Tyson. When Mike Tyson used to say that, I think he meant he was trying to
meant that, yo.
He meant that shit. Everybody else was hyperbole, but Mike meant that shit.
When we see stuff like that, I think that's why it's a conversation that understands, like, hey, when you're trying to get into this fight, you understand what you're getting into, and the people that's around you in training circles, we got to be honest with the people that we're training, and if they don't look like they're getting there, make sure you don't put them in. You got to protect your fighter by putting them in a position to win. And then evaluate each performance and say, hey, you can't move to the next level. Like, you're barely squeaking by on these lower end fighters. And that's just the reality, because you could get hurt. You go up. I've seen it many times, especially in the women's sports, because there's such a larger gap of talent talent gap in women's sports is larger because women's sports, especially in boxing, is growing more now. So we're starting to get a stable of talent that's coming in, where at least we're starting to see more women that are more evenly matched. But there's still a large talent gap still. So when you got the lower end fighters coming in, they'll go to someone that's maybe ranked lower on the ranking, but that lower on the ranking is light years above them, and they come in and get pieced up early.
Right.
And we have to make sure that we're understanding the fighter's level where they're at. Don't put them in a ring with an opponent they're not ready for, because things like that can happen.
In boxing, like we talked about.
Especially in boxing or MMA too.
Yeah. Because you play football, you play basketball.
Because there's levels.
You don't play boxing.
You don't play boxing.
Your real life that you fight.
It's a one-on-one fight.
A fight. So, but to your point about her hanging it up, man, it's tough for athletes to accept that.
Yeah, it is.
Because
it's her corner has to enforce it. Like, listen,
you need an advocate to tell you, like, bro,
we don't want you to get yourself killed out there. And then she also got to think about the other aspect. She don't want to be the person that dies and the other person lose their career, because most people don't come back when their opponent dies.
Yeah.
Like if she would have died and that girl that won was celebrating, she would have never lived that down, and she probably never forgot it
to the end of time.
Yeah, and then she also would have never lived with the guilt. That's crazy, because that's not what your intent. Then you're wrestling with the fact that one, it's going to be constituted as an accident from a legality standpoint, because obviously there's no intent to kill.
Yeah, it's sanctioned, so
it's just it's an accident. But she's still going to think herself as a murderer.
Or that might juice her up. I'm killing these bitches away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Two things could happen there. Yeah. So it's like you don't want to. So take yourself out of that equation and the possibility of you dying in a tragic way. And say, damn, I really want to take this somewhere, but fate stepped in and said it's not for me. You know what I mean?
She can do so much more. She's young. She got her whole life ahead of her.
Young.
I wouldn't risk my life with that. But like with athletes, it's a big ego thing. Like, I could come back from this. You see football players do it all the time. They go 1 or 2 more years longer than they supposed to, and they shame themselves. You look bad out there. So shout out to her, peace to her. I hope everything goes good for her. And if you're looking for a man, I'm here, baby girl. I love you. All right, let's move on. There's some grumbling in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of months, there is going to be Netflix. Would it be their first one? Would it be their first card formal that they're putting out?
This is the first MMA card for Netflix.
Okay.
But they've done boxing. We know we've seen several boxing cards with Amanda Serrano. And this is all Jake Paul's promotions doing this. So Jake Paul's got a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, this is Jake Paul's promotion, and he pulled in Ronda Rousey, and this all came about with the deal that he did with her, and she's a huge part of this card coming together, and of course getting Gina Carano on the card was because that was always a dream fight that was talked about when Ronda Rousey first came to the UFC. But Gina Carano at the time was exploring movies at the time, so she decided to stick with that because she started, and she's been doing good, until she did a social media thing and she got fired from The Mandalorian. But hey, I'm still holding out hope that she comes back because her character was awesome. She was one of my favorite characters in The Mandalorian. So let's see what they do with that. But anyways, man, Gina Carano's only loss was to Chris Cyborg. I don't know if you knew that.
Amanda Nunes.
No, Chris Cyborg.
Okay.
Chris Cyborg, yeah. Her only loss was to her, and there's controversy around that, whether or not Chris Cyborg was roided up or juiced up, which she claims she wasn't, but she did get popped not too long, like a year or two after. So that means that she could have been it's one of those things where we can neither confirm or deny it,
a Bill Clinton moment.
But to this day, that's going to be an asterisk around it, because Gina Carano, I don't know if you've ever seen her fight. She's vicious. She's a vicious striker. And I would say Gina Carano can stand up against Amanda Nunes, Valentina Shevchenko, and all of them as a striker. She's
Amanda
up there.
Nunes, the GOAT, yeah.
Yeah, she is. I'm not saying that she would beat her. I'm just saying that she could stand up there.
She can hold her own.
To me, this is a dangerous fight for Ronda Rousey. Yeah,
she knows. Look at her face.
Because she's been away. They've both been away from a while, but Gina's always been in the in martial arts. She's been training, and she's been doing a lot of high action sequences and choreography. So she's still up there, and her striking is brutal, yo. She's a strong puncher. I'm just afraid that this is probably gonna be. I wouldn't be surprised this is a first round knockout. But anyway, the story's not that fight itself, but the story behind the UFC Freedom 250 and the Netflix card, and how these two things are being compared, as how the UFC is facing controversy with not paying their fighters. You do have a footage for Ronda talking about that. So yeah, let's dive into the controversial topic that's surrounding these two cards, and we'll do a compare of which card is better and whatnot. And then we'll get into this fight when we get closer to May, I guess.
Yep. So let's take a look at what Ronda Rousey said as far as the pay disparities between the MMA, Jesus Christ, the UFC, and this newly proposed league or established league here with Netflix. Let's check it out.
Where are you going? Why would they expect UFC was the best place that you could come in combat sports to make a living and be paid fairly, and now it's no longer. It's one of the worst places to go. It's one of the it's why so many of their top athletes are leaving to go and find pay elsewhere. It's why their champions like Valentina are selling pictures of their titties on OnlyFans.
Yeesh.
You know, like these people are, a lot of them at the ground level, they can't support their families. They're living poverty level, fighting full time. And this company just got $7.7 billion.
He's like, wow, she said that.
Like, there's no reason that they can't afford to pay their athletes at least a living wage, and not even that, to at least be able to match what these athletes are making in other sports. Why would they expect to get the best athletes and these best aspiring kids that want to be something into MMA? Why not go into football? Why not go into boxing? Why not go into anything else? And so they're bleeding talent because of their short-term greed.
Woo! Now the thing is, she didn't. You could tell that she was in the moment there, because how she was trying to quickly like find ways to articulate what she was trying to say, which is the reason why it came off so harsh, because she could have found real. She could have framed that, but you could tell that was in the moment. Like she saw in the moment, I'm about to say this.
I'm about to ether these niggas.
I'm about to say this. And I could tell that in there she was thinking like, I'm already in it now. I'm about to just keep going. He's like, why not do this and why not do that? Bleeding talent because of your short-term greed. That's the quote right there. They're bleeding talent because of the short-term greed. And hey, she's not entirely wrong. I mean, but hey, we're talking about the person that was the main head, the face of women's MMA in the UFC when Dana, a year prior to her being in the UFC, said that he's never going to have women in the UFC because he didn't want that. But he got Ronda Rousey, became the face of that, and she's a huge reason why women's MMA has grown so much. For sure. Even though she's not the sole reason, but she's because UFC is the largest platform. Yeah, because UFC is the largest platform. But the other person that she's fighting, Gina Carano, to me is probably the one that created. She was the first fight that happened on Showtime.
Okay.
So that's the first time a major platform. The first time a major platform showed women's MMA was Gina Carano versus what's her name? Kedzie. I can't remember her first name. Amanda Kedzie, probably. But that was a pretty great fight. Gina won that by unanimous decision, and she showed like her superior striking skills. And Gina Carano is a huge part of the popularity of women's MMA to begin with. And then, of course, getting to the next level was the UFC, which UFC like pretty much stamped and sanctioned women's MMA to what it is, not women's, but MMA period to what it is. And they made all of the big moves to put it on the platform on the same level as boxing. So to have Ronda Rousey be the face of that, so you're looking at two women that are pioneers of bringing MMA to who we are in that fight. That's what makes that fight so awesome to even see. But her to say those things is crazy.
So to her point, though, she not lying, bro.
She's not.
Seen people depart from the UFC with this type of complaint. I'm out here killing myself, and you paying me bare bones, and that pipeline of kids who aren't seeing the financial aspect of it. They just want to be a star fighter, and you don't see it until you in the game. You 2-3 fights in, and you like, damn, I should be getting compensated. I'm the champion, and I'm getting this. And they got the BMF fights and the bonuses and the fight of the night bonuses and all of that.
And they that's what was that deal that they did? The UFC was it 7.7? Is that what you was talking about?
$1 billion, yes.
Yeah.
Billion.
So and that's what was that for?
But it's over years. It's like 10
yeah,
years.
I don't think it was 10 years, was it?
Let me see.
Was it 10 years?
I'm not sure. Let me check real quick. Go ahead, continue though.
Yeah. So just the fact is that should increase the pay of the fighters to begin with, just because of the fact is that at least create
7 years, 7.1, 7 years, 7.7.
But 1 billion per year. So it's the average annual value is 1 billion per year. 1.01.
And look at the fight card. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fights, 22 people. I mean, if you do that 8 times a year and pay them $2 million each.
Well, remember, this is the Netflix fight card.
Well, this is who made the deal.
No, this is the Netflix fight card, not the UFC.
So who did Netflix? The Netflix signed the deal,
right?
No,
Netflix signed a deal with this is Jake Paul promotion that did this. But she was downing the UFC because apparently like they made bank. They're making money on that card. Mm-hmm. So they're comparing the fact that every fighter on that card is making more than what the UFC would pay, which then brings us to the comparison of how good the fight cards are with each other, because a lot of people's argument is some of those fighters are most of those fighters are past their prime,
right? Yeah,
and whatnot, and they're big name fighters, but they're probably just past their prime. Now pull up the UFC card real quick.
Okay, so this is the Netflix card, and here's the UFC potential card.
Yeah, so this is the UFC card, and then these are all active fighters now. Look at the big names on there.
But this is even less stuff.
Aaliyah, he's an undefeated fighter. Justin Gaethje is like a people's champ type. You know, he's the BMF champion. Like he's known for knocking
the
people
brawler.
out. But not really just knocking, but the brawler. You know, he's the brawler. And then Alex Pereira, he be not KOing motherfuckers. And then you got Cyril Gane, he's one of the best heavyweights in MMA. Sean O'Malley, one of the greatest strikers in MMA today. But he lacks like his game roundedness. But hey, you put him up against another striker, he can take him out.
It's entertaining for sure.
Yeah. And then you got Ruffy is an upcoming fighter that he's on a meteoric rise against Michael Chandler, who's a vet who's fought some of the best. And then down the bottom row, these are all up and coming fighters that are literally like making the names for themselves. So this card is stacked with a lot of high potential fighters and fighters that are already established. And we're almost guaranteed to see an amazing, like this card is for MMA fans, like MMA true fans, because you're going to be enjoying this card just based on, and all of these fighters are brawlers. Like these aren't, they're like the one that's a grappler is the top main event where he's kind of both. He can knock you out or he could strangle you. That dude,
but you're not about to see no Floyd Mayweather dancing.
Yeah, well, you're going, but he's fighting Justin Gaethje, who's a banger, so they're probably going to be on their feet banging, right? Cyril Gane, you better try to take Alex Pereira to the ground because he's going to fuck you up. Anywho, so we compare these cards, and you're looking at how amazing it is, but then the other one is more people. They're more known fighters.
Name recognition.
Nate Diaz, Mike Perry, Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano, and Ngannou. Welcome back to MMA. He just got KO'd in boxing, so it's good to see him back in MMA.
But look, to Ronda's point, about how many UFCs do they do a year?
What?
I'm talking about matches.
UFC events?
Yes.
There's a lot this year. We've already had, I'd say there's going to be one every month at least.
Okay,
so let's UFC events, but fight night happens every Friday or every Saturday. Fight night used to be Fridays, and the Saturdays would be UFC events. Every week since Paramount started this year, there's been a fight night. Every Saturday on Paramount Plus, you can watch a UFC event every Saturday, and then every few Saturdays there'll be a UFC card, which is what used to be the pay-per-view events are now on it. So fight night and UFC events are one and the same now because they're just on Saturday. And remember, this is just the main card. They also have the preliminary. And usually UFC events have double preliminary. You have the the early prelims, and then you had the prelims, and then you had the fight. So we're just seeing the main card, you know,
the marquee. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like logistically, do the numbers make sense? You know, we always talk about people deserve, and I'm looking away because I'm trying to pull up my calculator
Yeah,
right
so
now.
I'm trying to understand. Like, I mean, we don't know at this time because UFC does not display what the fighters make, and that's the other thing where the Jake Paul promotion is. But I think the UFC cards, the UFC pays their fighters based on incentive, and that's kind of how they kind of cheat the game. You know what I'm saying? They'll do like, oh, we're paying you this much and this amount, which, like, let's say Diego Lopez and Steve Garcia, they're probably getting paid the lowest on this card, right? Not including the preliminaries, you know, because the preliminaries are probably.
So check this out. 1.1 billion, I did the math, divided by 52. If it's a fight every week, that means your fighter budget every week would be a little bit over $21 million. So, and
what's the percentage that you're cutting though? What percentage are you of the 1.1? What's the percentage of that 1.1 are you paying the fighters?
That's the point of the discussion. So every week, our payment from Netflix is $21 million. Let's say we give 12 million goes to paying our fighters every week.
Well, that's more than 50% though. Let's kind of look at it this way. Remember, we said the NBA gives 50%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is distributed to pay the players, right? Mm-hmm. The NFL gives 48%, right? Mm-hmm. And then WNBA was 13%.
Mm-hmm.
So if we split those differences, that means that the MMA circuits should be paying what, 30% at least?
30%. So let's say
30% of the pay goes to fighters. What's the pay that's
it's a lot less of a logistical circus for UFC than it is the NFL, NBA. It's no jerseys. It's no big team flights. It's not 52 motherfuckers we lugging around. It's not a sports and equipment guy. It's not helmet refurbishing. It's not, you know what I mean? Plus the NBA is getting the NFL, NBA getting all this ad revenue as well. So we don't know how much the NBA know. But what I'm trying to get to is if we saying we giving 13% or 13 million to our fighters, that still leaves 7 million for the UFC a week. 7 million should be enough to operate the UFC. But like Ronda Rousey said, short-term greed. I want to take a bigger piece of that pie weekly just for putting this together. I think that's greedy. I think that's greedy because these motherfuckers is out here scrapping. Like we just saw with the sister Isis. That can happen. So let's compensate these fighters for that happen. And I don't think the UFC has a healthcare plan for these people. You know, once you get your bell rock, keep your head ringing. Ring, ding, dong. Ring-a-ding, ding, ding, dong. You on Medicaid. You can't go to the government to actually help very bad. So I do 100%. Looking at them numbers, I definitely think Ronda Rousey is right. That 13, you know, Alex Pereira might want a mil.
The other side is that fighters are not able to fight on a regular basis,
right?
Like the average fighter is probably going to fight maybe 4 times at the most a year,
and that's a high clip.
That's a high clip.
4 times a year,
4 times a year at the most, and maybe more if you're able to get out of these fights with sustaining
right,
injury, which is really hard to do. Yeah. Like, you know, because you're gonna face opponents that might give you all you can handle. You might come out of there with injuries. And you know, when you come out injuries, you're forced into medical suspensions. That's what they call medical suspension until the doctor then clears you at full bill of health to be able to fight again. And then you have to set up the fight, which usually are 3 months out. So by the time you get healed up, then you set up a fight, you're literally near the end of the year already. So how are these fighters going to make a living that they have to sustain a job between those periods?
Right.
Or they're not going to be able to continue fighting.
Right.
You know, so that's really where Ronda Rousey is talking about, a livable wage, because but that's why I was like, you know, what can the UFC do to supplement that? Because that's what it comes down to. They should have a marketing department. Like, there's ways that the UFC can really help these fighters make money. If they can't pay them the amounts that they deserve, then at least give them the avenue to make those monies. How can we promote these fighters, put them in a position where they can be marketed or get endorsement deals? And the UFC can do that.
Like every fight is not Israel
Now,
Adesanya.
we didn't really examine that contract because maybe Paramount just paid 7.7 just for distribution rights. And if that's the case, that means that advertisements and all that still goes to the UFC. So that means that whenever we're watching those fights and whatever's on that rink, like it says Monster Energy drink, that means that they're making more than that 7.7 billion. I promise you that 7.7 billion is just solely for distribution rights. That means that it's going to air on Paramount Plus. That means that UFC probably retains the yeah. So that means that the UFC probably still retains their sponsorships. That means that whenever you see a Monster Energy drink, that solely goes to the UFC. Paramount Plus is not going to eat off that, but Paramount Plus will eat off of their commercials because they're going to have the commercials. So Paramount Plus is eating off the distribution, and the commercials that they put between the rounds and shit probably goes to Paramount Plus. But the in-fight advertisements, like what's on their shorts, what's on in the rink, all of that, you know what I'm saying? Or whenever they say brought to you by, that goes to UFC.
Brought to you by Bud Light.
Yeah, so those things are probably shared, right? So that means that 7.7 million deal doesn't mean that that's all they got out of this. There's got to be some kind of ongoing profitability that allows them to have these UFC events no longer.
You know it is. Dana White's a genius, bro. He's an intelligent man.
So that means that we're looking at that 7.7, but we could easily say they're making 10 billion a year.
Easily. Media?
Yeah.
Advertising? There's almost no bigger industry than advertising in America.
Yeah.
So I think Rhonda's right, bro.
Especially with the amount of events it's literally every week. Sean, ever since we started in January, every week there's a UFC event.
See?
And they're all one and the same. They all have the same advertisements. So that means that the ones that are labeled UFC probably have a higher price tag on the commercials that's there. That means that whoever gets the commercials for the UFC ones have to pay higher than the fight night ones. Because the fight nights were never pay-per-view, right?
Right.
So that means that they're compounding those price tags. And that UFC Freedom 250 is like the Super Bowl. So you already know the
at the White House.
At the White House. So you already know that's Super Bowl numbers. That means that those advertisements are going to be like watching Super Bowl commercials. They're going to be putting together some serious marketing commercials for that event because that's a high tagged event. That's
a lot of eyes on that.
Never been done before.
So I think she's right, bro.
They're making more than 7.7 billion. So even though she said that, guarantee UFC is making way more than that.
But greed is capitalism. Capitalism is America, though, dog. So I mean, you always, like we talked about this before, someone's always going to be capitalizing on you. That's just the way it is. But at least try to be fair. And I just don't think the UFC is being fair at all in this instance. So we'll see. But yeah, guys,
get away with it though.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get away from it. They established name at this point. It's over. But she said it, you're bleeding talent. So the quality of fighters is going to go down. These other factions of fighters are going to pop up and the talent's going to go there.
Hey, because they got PFL. Now Jake Paul's diving in there.
So,
and then Jake Paul just does events as he'll probably do like maybe 2 or 3 events a year, maybe 4. Let's just say he gets into a groove. He has 2 boxing events, 2 MMA events per year. That's 4 events where they're just going to be lump sum pay deals.
Right.
And the UFC does their contracts on exclusivity. That means if you sign to the UFC, that's the only place you can fight for. But that's why fighters are going to start to freelance. That's probably the way it is. It's we're going to do contracts on a fight for fight. I've always said this because boxing, they sanction it that way. That's what I like about it, is that you can have fighters fight in all the different the different circuits, because they're on a fight for fight basis.
Yep.
That's how the MMA needs to become. And then USCPL, because in the end, when they say I'm world champion, no, the fuck you not, because you haven't fought nobody from the PFL. There's all these other factions of MMAs that are fighters that are fighting each other. I want to see an event where every champion of all the MMAs have a freaking card where they all face each other.
The champion.
That would be the ultimate, because that's the
Mortal
real
Kombat.
That's when you can say, that's when you can say I'm world champion, because then you have like a little tournament where those champions face each other, and then the
And
top
you representing your faction.
and then the top two at the top fight, and then these two are fighting for the best in the world, the real best in the world.
Do you think? I think it's headed in the same way it headed with entertainment here, YouTube, with music. I'm gonna be an independent. People, you don't have to be under this big conglomerate no more.
I think that these fighters need to understand, like, you need to start doing fight by fight contracts. It's like, hey, I'll fight under the UFC for this fight, because then you can talk only. Yeah, because then you're under a bidding.
You control your own destiny.
You become a bid now. Hey, they're offering me this. You want me to fight on your card? You need to offer me this, or I'm going to that card.
Straight up.
And that will enforce
like it or love it.
Yeah, that will enforce the best cards, because then these fighters have the freedom to choose where they go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but break those chains, man.
Slavery over. The UFC wouldn't like that, though.
Who would? You taking some of my pie, but if you be fair, if you're righteous, if you're pious,
if you want to,
don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, or start signing shorter term deals.
It's like a good job.
Like
if you
3 fight,
work for a good employer,
you gotta do like 3 fight deals. Like, all right, I'm gonna give you a 3 fight deal. That's it. Why only 3? We want a 5. Nope, 3.
Mm-hmm. But because on the flip side,
that's a 2-year contract, basically.
On the flip side, those long contracts provide security, though. But I guess the UFC could drop you at any time. They could void that contract, right?
It's all depends on the stipulations of the contract.
That's crazy, yeah.
Because the contracts have what's called guarantees. So whatever that fighter negotiates, what's guaranteed, says, oh, guaranteed 3 fights. It's like it's a 5 fight deal, guaranteed 3 type shit. That's where the lines get to where they get.
Okay.
But if you just sign like short term deals, like I know I could do 3 fights in a year, do a 3 fight deal, and try to get them all in that same year. Because now you could be a free agent and go to another. Yeah, or call Jake Paul and say, hey, after my 3rd fight, I want to do a big event with you.
Yeah, you got to control your destiny, man. These places gonna snake you.
Because otherwise, the only way these fighters are making real money is endorsements. That's why Sean O'Malley, like he probably is the blueprint to how to make money in MMA, because he immediately branded himself and understood that he's only going to make so much money in the fights. So he immediately started branding himself on a social media platform, and he created like a multi-million followership. Yeah. And he started creating a personality, and then he started getting endorsements on his own. He was already making money before he became a high-end talent in the UFC. He was already making money. And Conor McGregor is the other guy who maximized and immediately started putting his money into businesses. And he started making his millions. Like he has his own liquor and shit and all that shit. So that's how fighters are making money. They're using their fight popularity to create a platform as a launching pad for other avenues. Otherwise, these fighters like Valentina Shevchenko, she's not wrong. It's like, but that's just Valentina, not because Valentina's not someone that has a high known for her personality. She's not someone that's like out there on social media like that.
Damn, she out here, she busting down Valentina Shevchenko.
She really does have
down on OnlyFans.
She really does have OnlyFans.
Let me see.
Dang, that's wild, yo.
Wow, she does have an OnlyFans, yo. Yikes, Kyrgyzstan.
Wow,
showing that coochie from the Middle East. Yikes. Let me see.
He said, "Let me see. Are you subscribing right now on air?" He said,
"Yeah, yo, she got bust down pictures on the internet, Brody. Adios mios. I'm not gonna drop it in here. She's showing her little cheeks, showing them sleeks.
Oh, that's a shame, yo. She wasn't lying.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
The way you show your ass on the net. That's tough.
It's a shame the way you milk me.
That's fucked up, yo. Damn.
I mean that in a monetary sense.
Yeah. We know what you mean. All right, guys. That's been another edition of Poppy's Sports Talk. Suavemente. All right, y'all. We made it to the end of another show. And this one almost went 2.5. Good God. And we had to crap.
We got stuck on that agape love topic, yo.
Yeah, yo. Yeah. That's right, yo. Love.
We literally ended that topic unresolved.
Unresolved. We gonna let the streets resolve it.
Yeah.
guys, we appreciate you joining us for another episode. If you watched this all the way through, you drop us a like. We'll if you like and drop in the comment, we watched the whole show. Me and Ed will find you on social media and follow you. We appreciate you rocking with us. We we don't have anything without you guys' viewership. So we appreciate you picking up that phone or that logging into that laptop or going into your public library and watching this every week. It really means the world to us.
Make sure you have headphones when you do that.
Yeah, please do. You're gonna get your library card revoked. What is a bust down? Had a librarian coming over to you. I'm always watching Wazowski.
I can't believe that of all MMA fighters, the last person I expected to show their cheeks on OnlyFans was Valentina Shevchenko.
Yo, because they not show worthy. They look like my ass cheek. I wouldn't put these out there for the world to cry over. This is gonna ruin.
She's like, oh, there's a. She's like, oh, there's a market.
Shame shaking.
It's 2026. People, there's all kinds of different types of freaks out there, yo.
That look like the defibrillator. They look like the defibrillation panels on her ass. Clear. God damn, baby girl. Got the iron griddle ass cheek.
Hey, yo. She's that muscular woman.
2 hamsters in a paper bag. Ed, you got anything to say before we get up out of here, bro?
Valentina Shevchenko.
Look, you about to look it up.
Nah. He's about to. Nah, that doesn't make sense in my mind.
You about to fuck up your Saturday.
He said, "Fuck up your Saturday." Damn. Nothing much to add, man. My mind's scrambled right now.
Okay, I ain't mad at you.
Take us out, yo.
Take us out. All right, we out. Guys, we appreciate you watching us this week. Make sure you stay tuned to the YouTube. Follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of that good stuff. Our good friend here, Ed's going to clip up some pieces. Always has clipped up some pieces, put them up for more easily digestible topics. Little segments of what we do here. A little sampler of what we get down if you don't want to watch the whole insanity. But wherever you support, it is greatly appreciated. We look forward to seeing you next Saturday on the Too Late We Said It podcast. This is going to drop at some point Saturday evening, so watch it while you get dressed. Just don't put it on while you're having sex. It's just weird. Other than that, we induce you to play it whenever you like. We will see you next Saturday, and as always, hit it with me, Ed. Peace.